so is everybody comfy? Everybody settled in?
Yep.
Comfy as I can get.
Lovely. Alright, in that case, I guess I'll do an intro. So, last time we saw the party, they were taking part in the battle for Khundrukar Gates. A force of the militia sallied forth to reclaim the entrance to the fabled Khundrukar Forge, which was said to house many mythical treasures and means of producing magical weaponry that the militia hope will help them in their fight against the ever-encroaching darkness in North Shore. The party took part in that battle and pretty successfully defended a large amount of soldiers until, you know, who was it? Which one of you was it that caused the inadvertent death of many, many innocent lives again? Oh yeah, of course it was Kalen. Alright. So then, the party went and fought Grawn of the Red Hand, the chieftain of the clan, that had been presumed to be operating under the Dubois as a mercenary band. They defeated Grawn and his sidekick Glub, who unfortunately for Garrick took him down with a rather crafty ballista shot. Rurik was thrown from the bridge and found his way into a tunnel leading ever downwards. And our two remaining party members, Phineas and Kalen, headed back to the camp where they briefly recuperated before heading back to North Shore. So, Phineas and Kalen, you guys are recuperating in the inn. Trescott, you have also arrived there recently. But tonight we're going to start our adventure with Rurik Bodorost.
Okay.
Who has made the trek.
Lord and Savior.
The Lord Savior, High Paladin, Grand Arbiter, Rurik Bodorost.
Oh my god, there's more?
There's always more
That's
titles.
where I was. I was getting more titles.
That's what he was doing, yeah. The Underdark Adventurer. But no, we're going to start with him having made the long trek along the Fortress Road back to North Shore. Looking rather worse for wear. Roderick, as you approach the gates of the town, is there anything you'd like to be doing?
I guess I would just make my way to the inn. Just nod at the guards as I walk by.
The guards recognize you. They have a faint look of surprise on their face, but neither of them says anything. As you make your way in, you see heads turning here and there, and you make your way inside the inn where Darnan is putting you all up.
Okay, I want to do that thing in in westerns where the door slams open and a chill wind blows in, and I'm just silhouetted against the sky.
All right, as you very awkwardly pull open the door to the sleepy gateway, but you do it with force, and it creaks and it slams against its hinges as you reach its apex. What are the rest of you doing inside the tavern? What would you be doing?
I imagine. Oh, sorry.
How do you?
I was just gonna say, we're probably just sitting at a table, probably just having a chat. I don't know, having a meal. I don't know what time of day it is, but
it's probably about lunchtime, 2 or 3 p.m.
Yeah,
Right.
I think Phineas would probably just be he took Garrick's holy signet thing, holy symbol, and I think
It's holy symbol. It's a small pendant that hangs around the neck.
Yeah, I think he's probably just been keeping that quite close. He'd probably be just spacing off into distance, just thumbing it, just holding it between his hands.
All right.
And then obviously there'll be a whoosh and he'll look up.
And with a whoosh, Rurik Bodrost, Paladin Lord of the North Shore Militia, enters the sleepy gateway.
Okay. So I would kind of stand in the doorway, look at the inn, not say anything, and just make my way over and sit down by Kalen and Phineas and just say, Darnan, an ale, please.
Yep. You alive?
Aye.
What happened?
Well, it takes more than a fall off a 200-foot bridge to kill Rurik Bodrost.
I mean, that is one thing, but how did you get out of the 200-foot drop canyon?
As you look over impatiently for your ale, Rurik, you do notice that Darnan is just listening into the conversation with a cocked eyebrow, eager to hear what you're saying next.
Okay.
How long has it been since then, sorry?
A few days.
Okay, just make sure.
Well, after I reached the bottom, I took a little bit of time to recover my strength. As you know, we'd just been in a hefty fight, a battle that had lasted pretty much the whole day. And after doing so, I gathered my strength and, well, I climbed my way out.
You climbed the cliff.
Aye.
Rurik's a dwarf, isn't he?
Yes.
So dwarfs aren't known.
Aye, we are. Well-known climbers, the dwarves. Climb whole mountain, bloody.
I'm like eyeing Phineas at the same time. And I'm like,
Yeah, just like. I don't
It
think
is.
we go
It is at this
under-
point that far more successfully the tavern door swings open once more, and returning from his daily errands, Trescott Manning makes his entrance. Now, John, we'd like to describe to us what Trescott looks like.
Yeah. Trescott is a brawny, kind of quite large, 6'3", 6'4", very hefty build gentleman. He has a very large, like it kind of gapes over his mouth when he talks, twirly mustache. He's wearing kind of more. They're very tight fitting, but they're more merchanty, kind of nicer fitting clothes.
I'll just make a note that says tight pants. All right.
Tight fit. You can definitely see beside him he has one hand axe on his side, and he is positively smiling, trying to keep face. And he would walk in and immediately try to order a drink.
All right. Back to the table.
Rurik, I know I'm a city boy, but dwarves go under mountains. They don't go above mountains. I thought that was the deal.
Oh no, we have people that can climb mountains. You know, the rangers who patrol the mountain sides for any sort of bad buggers or beasties. You know, it's not unheard of for us dwarfs to be quite capable climbers. We can survive the climates, and you know, I'm strong.
but you're wearing a full plate of armor. Like that's not exactly something that is exactly climbing gear.
Well, in case you've forgotten, I'm a paladin. I do have a divine patron. Perhaps he imbued me with radiant strength that lent me aid in my time of climbing out of the deep dark crevice, you know?
I mean,
Do you think
I'm not that
Thorin
bad.
would just let his champion Rurik Bodrost fall to as paltry an enemy as a simple orc? No, no, no.
Greg, I'm
I
not
mean,
going to
I'm not
make you roll for anything, but I swear you push it any further.
I mean, I'm not going to complain that you are here, but it's just, I think I can speak for Finn. We're surprised that you're even alive, to be honest. I knew I cast the spell on you before you went down, but I mean, I don't remember anything from that, but I knew you did fall down the ravine, and they weren't able to find you.
No, but well, that's that. Let's move on. Where's Garrick?
Garrick, did
The last I saw, Phineas, you shot off his bloody ear with that boomstick.
Oh yeah.
that did come in handy. It did do.
Didn't we tell you not to shoot us, by the way, with that? I almost forgot
I
about
believe that was one of the first things we said when you were given that weapon. Don't shoot us.
In my defense, Dana never told me what it actually did. He just said, point the hole at the enemy. And I'm sorry, I've never seen an angry orc before. I pointed the broomstick at the enemy. It's not my fault that Garrick couldn't duck.
Well, he's a dwarf. We're natural ducker. We don't need to duck.
Yeah, apparently dwarves are naturals at everything. I mean,
At this
Either
point,
way-
Trescott, you reach the bar. After overhearing this ridiculous conversation coming from the table beside you.
I was gonna say, did I hear that? Because I would let out a hearty laugh.
Yeah, you heard it. They are talking in no hushed tones about the boomstick particularly. You certainly heard. And
I
as-
would. I'd laugh and shake my head and go, Donan, I need a drink. I've been on the road too long.
Yes. Very well. I imagine you should rather take one over to our dwarven friend too. He looks rather parched.
Absolutely. Come on. I'll make friends.
Well, I'm all right. Well, Darnan picks up 2 tankards and pulls them under the bar, and then seems to be carrying them alongside you.
Like he's leading them to the
Yeah,
table.
he's taking them to the table for you.
Oh. I'll walk right behind him.
All right. Darnan walks up to you guys, mid bickering about who blew whose ear off, and he goes, "Well, esteemed party, I have somebody to introduce you to. This is Trescott Manning. You may have seen him sloping about the past couple of days. I would explain to you what he's doing here, but after the loss of Vike, I'm sure you're all fairly aware with how this works by now.
Replaced?
Unfortunately so.
Damn shame. I liked Garrick. Not to say I don't like the rest of you, of course, but he was a good man.
Donna, on the subject of Garrick,
Yes.
I took this off him and I kind of hold up the things. Is there anyone that this needs to be sent to, or?
Ah, that's a holy symbol of Torm. Typically very personal to the wearer. I imagine it shouldn't harm you if you put it on yourself, lad.
Okay.
Garrick only ever mentioned his father who was slain. He never mentioned anybody else from what I remember.
No, I'm afraid it's not the type of thing the militia keeps notes on.
Okay, I'll just kind of like put it around my neck and tuck it into my.
You're now wearing a holy symbol of Torm. There you go.
You're welcome.
Anyway, yes, awfully sorry to hear about that. Pray me for, overhearing, but did I hear that you put my gift to you to use and removed somebody's ear with it?
Collateral damage, I think, is the term.
Yes, a rather diplomatic way of terming it, but acceptable nonetheless.
Speaking of, do you have a refill for it? It may come in handy again.
And at this point, something that you realize as he does it, none of you have actually seen from Darnan yet. He actually throws back his head, and you see his nowhere near as mighty as Tresco, but his curled mustache quiver, and he just, bah! What spirit, my boy! Wow, few would dare. Well, I'll see what I can rustle up. And he starts making his way back towards the bar.
Oh, that's exactly what we need, to give him more ammo to shoot at us with.
Oh, well,
Great idea.
hey, you know what they say? First time for everything. I'm sure we'll aim it at not you the next time.
I didn't aim it at you last time. I aimed it at everything, apparently.
Yes, it has a habit of doing that.
Mm.
Anyway, and he sort of slopes off and makes his way back to the bar. Very busily rummaging under the counters.
I pat Phineas on the back and I go, "Sounds like you're the punching bag of this party. Nice to meet you. I'm Tresca."
A punching bag, but I was the only one to not get punched the few days ago. So lovely to meet you too. And I kind of just hold my hand up.
I shake it firmly.
I look over to Tresca and I go, "Hey, you look like a strapping young man. What have you been doing before you come here?"
I was a merchant. My family, my father, he owned a merchant company the whole way across the shore. He left me his empire, I'll call it, and he really, I didn't love it. So I went on my own adventures. I took jobs as a sellsword. I had to get out of the house.
I suppose you don't make those kinds of muscles milling about as a merchant. And I note and I stare at his tightly fitting clothes.
Oh boy.
You can see that he does barely hide quite the physique under his tightly fitting clothes.
I flex and I say, "Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
boy.
This body is shaped from the sea. This thing is gorgeous."
So what exactly, what's your method of handling yourself in combat? I am assuming you've experienced combat as a sellsword.
Oh, very much so. And I'll take out my hand axe and I'll kind of flick it like I was juggling almost, and say, I like slashing things.
I
What
look
about
over
you?
to
You don't seem-
I look over to Ruik and I go, at least this one has experience joining us this time.
That makes a nice change.
I have experience now. Thank you very much.
I suppose you're right, Phineas. You're not wrong.
You might
Phineas,
not
you're
get-
green? Oh, this will be fun.
When he starts like juggling, when he starts doing that, I kind of look and I just go, like after he's done that whole thing, I was like, "Excuse me for a second," then I'll just kind of run upstairs to my room, and then basically come back down with that cleaver that Grawn had.
Okay, yeah. You go upstairs and you unwrap from the cloth you swathed it in this dark metal twisted cleaver that seems to We made almost of a material like obsidian made steel. It's a grim-looking weapon.
Yeah. So I'm kind of holding it. I'm just like, this is probably going to help you more than it will help me.
Oh, no, you wield it, Phineas. Nice big two-handed sword. That's
I-
got your name written right
as
on
he's,
it.
as he's kind of holding it, you can see his arms like shaking, and he's like, I physically can't pick this up. And then he just kind of puts it down. And I'll just say, I need to talk to you about what it is, but we'll get through to that later.
Absolutely. Drinks all around first. We gotta celebrate joining the party.
So
Well,
Trescott, you
you
can add the we'll call it the two-hand cleaver for now, because you aren't quite sure what it is yet.
Cool.
Well, on the bright side, Finn, we just doubled the size of our party in the span of an hour.
Hey, we're not going to die. Well, just see him go a little bit green as he stares off. It's like,
Oh god.
no.
Here, I thought you got over that already.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Mm.
And he just like takes a big swig of ale.
Did I overhear that you fell in a hole? And I'm pointing at Rurik.
Aye, and I climbed out of it.
He doesn't say anything. He's
Is
just
there
kind of
more
in
to
awe.
it than that?
He's just in awe. He's just like,
I mean,
It
it's a rocky face, you know. It's not like I climbed up like a wall of like flat stone. It was hard. I'm not gonna say it wasn't.
It's like 300 feet deep, man. Like, come on.
Aye, well, you just you take your time, find
I'm
spots
definitely-
to rest.
I'm
Okay.
definitely just like side-eyeing Caleb right now, just like,
You're all any of you are welcome to make an insight check if you like, if you suspect.
Can I make-
I am very questioning what the hell's
I
going
think
on.
I would make an insight
Yeah,
check.
you fucking
Sure.
go ahead, Scott. You go right ahead.
Phineas, make me an insight roll, please.
Okay, what is that again? So D20?
It's your insight skill. It should
You have an
be. You
insight
should have a
skill,
score
yeah.
listed for it. And Craig, you
Yeah,
can
two.
roll whatever you think is appropriate, and let me know the score.
So is it just D20 plus 2?
If that's your insight bonus, then
That's
yes.
fine.
Yeah, it should be.
That is a 7, a 9.
A 9 from Phineas.
Do you want me to say out loud what I rolled?
Yeah,
Or-
you can say out loud whatever you rolled to me.
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay.
Oh.
So you can't quite get a handle on what Rurik is saying, really. I mean, obviously your natural suspicions doubt the story, but you can't really see any obvious holes in it. Just seems a
Rurik
little
is-
bit
is
far-fetched.
normally, kind of cantankerous, anyways.
Rurik is part mountain goat.
Clearly. Well, in that case, I suppose we can have a few drinks and I guess relax for the day. I don't know if we have any plans or anything like that at the moment. I don't think so.
Well, what happened after the battle has been disposed, as you know. I saw the camp that was outside Khundrukar. Do you know what the next step is for us? I assume we're going in.
I would assume we have to report to Ender at some point. He'll tell us what to do next. I would assume.
Yeah, we've pretty much not been told anything, really. They told us to go back. Well, we waited, and then they told us to go back to the inn and await further orders. So
Yeah, it took me like a whole day to like wake up because I got quite beaten up in the battle. So we haven't been doing much since then.
you got stabbed real good.
Mm.
It was horrible.
Yeah, I didn't feel good.
Who brought down the orc? Who struck the killing blow?
Phineas just like raises his hand, like,
Ho, 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 ho.
I look unimpressed.
I thought you said you were green. That's amazing.
Brawn of the Red Hand, laid low by Phineas.
Phineas of the green face.
Yeah.
Now you're starting to get titles. There you go.
So this one you hear from across the bar, you hear Darlin's voice trying to say, Ulrich, a moment of your time, please, old chap.
All right, and I'll push off from the table and go up to the bar.
Here, have
So
a
he-
seat,
he's
Prescott.
leaning over with one arm on the counter, rubbing his chin and just playing with the edge of his mustache. He goes, So, old boy, I've been around these parts a few times, and people don't just come back from the dead. How did you get out of that canyon?
I climbed.
Did you now?
Aye,
Seasoned climber, are we?
I've climbed things before. Aye, trees mostly.
I must say, managing that feat in keeping your armor is awfully impressive.
Well, I'm a paladin, you know.
Yes, Rurik Bodrost, you are a paladin. Yes. So, anyway, I was simply going to tell you, you're light in a dark place for this lot, but you're going into an even darker one, so make sure you take a light. Also, here's some, well, I say some. Here's a couple of, I like to call them shells for what I gave Phineas. If you take them over to him, that'd be most useful.
All right. How many shells does he give me?
He puts 2. They look to be some sort of wax paper wrapped, and you can't quite see what's inside. However, they're definitely heavier on one end, and he goes, yes, just slot them in the back, and should work fine. It's an idiot's gun, really.
Aye.
Well, quite literally recently.
Garrick from the grave. Yes, it is.
Very well, so I believe I'll have more for you in the morning. I've heard of some command coming down in an unusual manner. So I suggest you all eat, drink, and rest, and I appear to have something for you in the morning.
Sounds good. All right. So I'll walk over back to the table and plop the shells down next to Phineas and say, those are for the boomstick.
Oh, thank you very much. Does that mean you actually trust me with these?
No.
You just say, oh heavens no, boy, but they'll certainly give you more of a chance.
You see him like thumbs up, like, thank you.
So does anyone know any good drinking games?
Oh boy.
We gotta pass the day somehow. It's only 3 o'clock.
It's a little early to start drinking games. I feel like we can assume that we probably drink and kind of party unless
I mean,
somebody
it is a weekday, so the market is on. There is,
Oh god.
activity in the town.
Oh god.
I don't have anything in
Are
particular.
we gonna
to
pass
do.
Are we gonna pick up a random passerby again? Are we?
It's Connor's favorite.
Bullying Rurik with Steve.
Does anybody have anything they need to do today by any chance before we leave?
I'd quite like to do just some meditation on my own before we end up going to do something, but I'll be fine apart from that. So whatever anyone else needs to do.
I can't believe I am saying this, but I might stop at Jebediah's to see if I can get another healing potion or 2 for our journey.
That is a great idea. I need one as well.
You really do like a challenge, don't you? All right.
Well, if we're probably going to be going to see Ender tomorrow, why don't we can get an Ender's, where we'll find Jebediah. We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone when we go up to see him there.
Fair enough.
Aye.
All right. That's all I need to do.
It's been a while since you probably had a good meal. I mean, that Steve fellow seemed to really want you to go check out. I think it was.
Shut up, Phineas.
Okay.
You see her face pop up at the window. It's Steve. It's a war chicken.
I don't think. Oh no.
Are you just gonna eat, sleep, and drink?
Yeah, I think just idle away the day.
All right, you guys just idle away the day in the Sleepy Gateway. Is there any activities any of you would like to do on your own in the evening?
I would quite like to cast.
Oh, I guess the only thing I want to do is talk to Phineas and figure out what this cleaver does.
Sure, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So this and I think we'll be off with the tank of ale just to the side. But this came from the orc that killed our friend. So so I picked it up because it seems to be useful. It's a bit of an evil weapon, and I mean that in not in the, and I've studied it. Not in the, oh, it will possess you and make you evil. It doesn't have any spirits involved with it, but the weapon itself seems to want blood.
Wow.
I mean that legit. The first time I handled it, I cut my finger because I am useless with these things. and the blood got absorbed into the blade. So, yeah, I think that it may have an effect on you if you decide to use it in combat, but I can't use it, so...
And you didn't want to give it to Rurik?
I didn't know Rurik was gonna be back.
Fair enough. We did walk in very similar times, though, and you chose me.
Yeah, he has a shield, and it is a heavy weapon.
I suppose I do like to swing a big weapon every once in a while, so... Yes, Craig, innuendo and all. Tight pants.
So, oh, fuck's sake.
John, you can't just yell tight pants.
I'm sorry.
I think he can.
So yeah, so basically I just give that to him, and
So it is the weapon you've received, Trescott, is a thirsting blade. Now,
Oh boy.
the thirsting blade is a greatsword +1, so long as it has drawn blood within the previous 24 hours. However, the blade's thirst for blood can be somewhat problematic, and if you try to willingly move away from a target you're engaged with in melee combat, you will have to make a charisma saving throw to be able to do so.
Wow. Okay.
And that is the blade.
Two-handed sword.
It's okay. Trescott's just gonna go ham.
That is what Trescott does. Well, boy, I'll take the sword off your hands. I'll do what I need to do. I'm not one to run from a fight, so we'll see where this goes.
That's what I figured, and quite frankly, it was creeping me out being in my room. So yeah, good luck.
Oh, it was half exciting for you even to take it off a dead body. I heard you are a little green in the gills, so it's good to get that close to a dead body. It'll
Prescott,
help you.
as you take the sword from its wrappings and have a look at it, it's almost like all the muscles in your right hand slightly tense up, and you're just suddenly pestered by flashing images, only for a few seconds, of you just swinging it into Phineas's face, which eventually subsides after just a moment, and your vision kind of clears.
Gonna go well.
Yeah, I realized it was muted there. Sorry. Phineas, I think I need another drink. Yeah. Let's just say that.
Gets evil sword. Let's get drunk. Yeah.
Actually, I just remembered something. Is there something I can do before tomorrow?
No.
Oh.
No, yeah, there is. What is it?
I want to go visit the valuable goods merchant guy.
Marik. The vendor
Marik?
from Rule. Okay, sure.
Uh-huh.
The market is on. I mean, even with you guys having another drink, it's still only probably pushing 4 p.m. right now.
If Caleb were going to the market, I would.
Yeah, I'd probably go as well afterwards.
All right. So, are we all going on a market trip?
Yeah, let's go to the market.
yeah.
All right. So you guys head out of the Sleepy
Craig's gonna
Gateway,
regret this.
and you head into the town itself. Back into the. It's still spring, so it's not as cold as it was when you guys arrived back in winter, but it's still pretty nippy outside. There's definitely a harsh wind, and you guys slowly make your way towards the market, which is located just outside the mayor's estate on number 4. Is there anything any of you would like to do on the way?
Mm-mm.
Nothing in particular.
All right, so you guys make your way into the market, and again, there's 2 tents. You remember that Marik is in the southern tent. The other one seems to be mostly trade goods, food, and carts being repaired. Some blacksmiths. You do notice that there is actually increased activity, even from when you came here a few days ago. It seems almost as though the morale and the willingness to just live of the town is increasing day on day, so there's a little bit more at the market today.
Actually, as we're approaching, one thing I would say to the party is, if we're going to be heading down into Kandahar, I imagine it'll be quite dark down there. Perhaps we should purchase light sources, and I don't mean torches, but Connor, it's is a drift globe a common item?
Yes,
like a common enough
be-
that I would just be able to name drift.
You've studied at Paladin orders. You've been around magic users. You certainly would have seen a drift globe. Yeah,
All right.
they're not
So
uncommon items.
Okay, so something like a drift globe, perhaps, would be probably the most useful perhaps Marik sells one or something.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna
that.
say we can always ask Marik, see what he has.
Yes. So I can see in the dark, but I don't think the rest of you can you?
I can.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I absolutely can't.
Nope. Blind as a bat. All right. I will find Marique.
All right, you guys head into the southern tent, and you're making your way through the bustle and the crowds pushing around, mostly sullen faces, just staring at the produce they want to buy. And you bustle your way through to the back of the tent where Marique has his very ornate, beautifully carved oaken display cabinet with its glass top, and you can see him there. Seems to be trying to talk down a larger man who's looming over the table right now. That's the larger man.
Oh my god!
He seems to be looming over the table. And seems to be, from his posture, quite aggressively talking to Marique. What did she do?
Sorry, she just launched a bone down the top of the stairs for no reason. Oh,
Oh
Wow.
Alright.
dear. Okay.
sorry. Sorry, I missed that part. Sorry, we see Marique.
You see Marique at the back with a large, aggressive man sort of posturing, and you can only see the back of him at the moment, but he's got sort of like a straw farmer's hat on, posturing and yelling at him over the table.
Oh, heavens. Another yokel.
I hope it's Steve.
Can I just like approach to see like kind of what they're talking about?
Sure, you, because it's fairly busy in here, you can do it completely, sort of, unsuspiciously. You,
Yeah, like pretend like I'm browsing.
Yeah,
kind of
you're
thing.
inconspicuously looking at a few other stands. You do catch a few sideways glances from Marique, but you can now hear the man saying, "We don't want any of your Rulian crap up here. You think we need your fancy trinkets? You're coming here just to scam money off the common man, mate. Despicable." You actually can't even hear Marique's responses over this man just ranting in his face.
I
I
keep
can't-
getting closer. Oh, sorry.
I'll kind of just elbow Trescott, be like, is Trescott bigger than him, or is he?
Trescott's pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of
I'm a
elbow
big boy.
This
Trescott.
guy has very loose clothing on, unlike Trescott, so it's kind of hard to see the definition, you know?
Oh boy.
Yeah,
God.
yeah. So I'll just kind of jab him a little bit, but like, that
Oh.
it's like you.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Yeah. And I'll walk over and I'll put my hand on the gentleman's shoulder and say, "Now what seems to be the matter?"
Who the fuck are you?
I look down at him and I go,
Barely. This man stands well over 6 feet.
okay. I look at him in the eyes and I go, "Someone that you really don't want to mess with."
What the fuck is that meant to mean? You're not
I
one of them
push him.
ruling Where are you from, mate? You push him. Alright, he goes, "Gee, fucking hell, where are you from? Who are you?"
My name is Trescott. I'm from Hoveton.
Hoveton? What
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing up here?
Looking for adventure. What does anyone else here do? Don't tell me you live here.
Of course I do, mate. I'm Barry, I farm sheep.
Oh, jeez.
At this point, Phineas kind of goes, Barry, do you know Rurik?
Who the fuck are you? Who's Rurik? Why are you all talking to me?
You're bothering someone who we need to talk to.
Yeah, I'm not bothering you, am I? Fuck off.
You are now.
Alright, you got me there.
Listen, Barry, why don't you toddle on back to your sheep and leave dealing with civilized folk to civilized people?
He kind of sizes up the three of you. And he goes, "I'll fucking tunnel your sheep. Fuck off." And he turns around and starts storming off the other way.
See,
was great.
Trescott, that's how you do it. Just a
Oh.
whopper one-liner like that, that'll sort the buggers out.
I've never been a good one with words, but you know.
You can see Marie sort of like rubbing some marks off his glass table and straightening. He goes, "Ah, thank you, friends. They do not appreciate my craftsmanship in this godforsaken town."
You cannot blame them for being so simple out here sometimes. They do not
Yes.
appreciate the finer things.
They will come round to it eventually. I understand they are hardy people, but I'm just trying to help. Did you find anything of value?
I don't know if Phineas has, but I was gonna say, unfortunately, not yet. We made it to the gates, but we have yet to actually go inside of the structure.
Yes, I heard there was a great battle outside the gates. The militia now have cleared the opening, I believe.
We're about to head there actually very shortly.
Ah, very good.
So we might have something on our way back.
Most definitely. I hear there are many stories about this place. Stories usually come with treasure, but after the orcs are in there, it's hard to tell.
Actually, we do have a question for you. Like I said,
Of
we are
course.
entering Khundrukar. Do you have anything, by any chance, that might help us with illumination? We are
I like
expecting
a drift globe.
dark. Yes, something like that.
I do not have any here, but I can make one. The process is fairly simple.
How long would that take?
I could do it after I close the store today. I know you are staying at the inn. I could leave it there for you.
Could you do it by morning?
Oh, yes, most certainly. It will take me a few hours tonight.
How much would that run you?
Probably in the region of 200 gold.
Fair enough. We would probably need that for that.
I imagine if
can
you're
invest
going down into the dark, you probably are only going to find things that can see in the dark. So,
yeah, that seems like a fair trade, of course.
very well.
If only you had a paladin of light.
My
Or,
friend, I
a
do not
cleric.
think that is what paladins do.
Sorry, a cleric.
It's a metaphorical light.
Exactly. Somebody else who knows what a metaphor is up here. You are a rarity, Master Dwarf.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Kaden,
I-
I thought your people were supposed to be good at bartering.
Me?
Yeah.
He's a fellow Rulian. We would never scam each other for sure.
He kind of goes a bit red in the face. He's like, no, of course not.
120 gold pieces.
The deal has been done, my friend.
No, it hasn't. No money has been exchanged. No hands have been shaken.
What is this, some kind of northern lawyer? What am I dealing with here? Fine, seeing as we have a business arrangement, I'll go for 140.
130.
140.
Fine.
Very well. I
And
shall
I
have
hold
it
my hand out and
delivered in
shake.
the morning.
I hold my hand out expectantly, just like,
Yeah, he shakes your hand. He's quite slender framed. You can feel that he's not got the same, sort of hard edge about him as many of the people around you. He's dressed quite finely.
I can front this one if you guys want to take care of other stuff. So what is it? 140?
Yeah.
Okay.
He says, remember, even not items, but gems have great alchemical properties for someone like me. Anything you find of alchemical value, I will purchase from you.
Sounds good.
what else do you have anything else in stock compared to the last time we were here?
No, sadly, I do not have any new stock. Business is slow. I'm mostly... I hate to admit it, but I am mostly making my living from knowing a few tricks and mending carts right now. They have never seen mending before. It's like, when you do it, wow.
I understand that feeling.
Yes, I came to the north to purvey fine artifacts and, trade in rarities, but instead I fix ox harness many times.
Just for the sake of brevity, Connor, can I just get like a short list of what he has, just so we don't spend like 6 hours shopping?
Yes, you can. Do I actually have the...
A wand of
A
web.
moment. He does,
Even if
he
you
has,
just want to like say it.
he
it's
has
fine.
a wand of web. He
Mhm.
has a wand of the war mage as well. He has another thing that appears to look the same as the wand of the war mage. He does actually have a couple that you don't recognize that I don't think he pointed out to you. Because I've got in my notes that he revealed those three.
Crap.
But he did mention that they are all relatively expensive.
Yeah, I know. How much is the wand of web again? Or how much did he give me for that, or was going to?
I can't remember what he said, but we'll say wand of web 400 gold. It is well made. It has many charges.
300? Oh, sorry.
Well, I was going to say I don't know if we will need it, but if you want to get it, Killen, then go ahead.
I'm just thinking if we get any sticky situations where we need to get out. Web.
Ha!
Very well. That sounds fair.
300?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I count out 300 and I give it to him. And I
Right.
have a wand of web.
All right, add a wand of web to your inventory. Because the charge in there should be good for 9, maybe 10 uses.
Like overall.
Yes. Once it is depleted, if you bring it back, I may be able to, for a diminished fee, recharge it for you.
All right. That's all I need, I guess, for
Alright.
here. The only thing, like I said, we'll probably have to go pick up some healing potions, but we can do that with old Jebediah tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Oh, Jebediah.
Unless anybody else wants to look at anything.
I'm fine.
No.
All right, you're all heading back to the inn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you make your way out of the market, resisting the urge of the chicken,
Oh, I love
and
chicken.
eventually
Oh yeah, Trescott might want a chicken.
you make your way back. And then you're back in the tavern, and it's, it's probably pushing 5 or 6. You're just gonna eat and drink the rest of the day away?
Yep.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
I think
So you
I
guys-
would like.
Oh.
As I would probably take myself away and, as I try and cast a ritual of detect magic.
Where are you casting that from? Because it's got a it's got a range around you, so
Yeah. So I mean, how wide is the tavern?
you would estimate it to be probably 70-80 feet.
So kind of, I guess, just it's somewhere in between.
By the bar. It's in the
Well, in between the bar and the party table, because I want to be specific.
Yeah, you could pull up a chair at a table there and
Yeah.
reasonably cast it. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. So, I assume you're all just eating and drinking while this happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Phineas kind of goes and finds himself a table a few seats away from you and begins mumbling to himself, and you see him tracing some hand gestures on the table, and every now and again you hear some sort of arcane incantation being mumbled, and after 10 minutes, Phineas, your Barnum's just cleaning glasses at the bar. Your detect magic goes off, and you notice a few things. So, first off, there is most certainly a glow coming from the sword on the back of Trescott that you handed him. Seems to glow with some sort of enchantment magic. It's got a dark red aura around it. Additionally, there is a very, very strong aura coming from Darnan himself, although you can't quite discern the mix of magics it may be. You can definitely detect some enchantment in there, but you're not quite sure what it is about his person. There's a few things in his pockets setting off signals, and it's all getting quite muddied. There's also
It's
some
Strad.
crates. It's Count von Strada. But it's you also detect some things in a storeroom, just off the side of the bar. Again, some crates are lighting up. But you can't quite make out what's inside. It looks like some sort of vials of liquid. But for everyone else, it seems to be
Okay.
fairly normal. The party
There's not
have a
a-
faint essence about them just because they're spellcasting nature, but
Yeah. There's not anything slightly off about Rurik.
I fucking knew that's why he was doing. I fucking
there's
knew.
a faint aura around him, but you do not know what the magic is. It might just be his spellcasting potential, but that's not something you're used to seeing. But there's a faint aura around him, but there's a faint aura around most of the party. You've been in contact with and using a lot of magical effects.
What color's the aura?
For Rurik, it's sort of like a dark purplish grey, but it's very faint and just shimmering in the air.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll just kind of nod to myself and look a bit inquisitively at Darnan and then look
Darnan's
at...
aura is very much so, almost like a very pure white, even. Not just like a light, like a very, very pure white emanating from him himself, and then there's all sorts of different lights flashing up in his many-pocketed waistcoat.
Okay. Okay. I think I'll just kind of like nod my head and then go back to the table.
Alright. Rest of you whiling the evening away?
Yeah.
Alright, so you all eat and drink and be merry until eventually bedtime comes. You all head up to bed and bed down, good night's sleep, and
Well, as I was going into bed, I would just do a wee prayer to Torm.
alright.
Can I, before, like,
Form.
Yeah, before
El Diablo, actually. I mean,
sorry. Before we all after we've all headed up, like I'd probably just wait a little bit and then knock on Kaylin's door.
Okay.
Is there an answer?
Yeah, sure. We'll open the door. I'm like, yes, Finn.
Do you think? I was like, can I come in? And just like, I'll just push in anyway and close the door.
Just pushes it.
Pretty much.
All right.
And he's like, do you believe Rurik?
Not for a moment.
No, he's a bit. He was very quick to defend himself.
There's no way that. I mean, yes, I know he's a paladin and such, but there's no way any normal man or dwarf could climb that cliff with heavy armor on.
I mean, I have read many books in my time at the Institute, and not once have I ever heard. I've heard of paladins performing miracles. I've heard of paladins like bringing people back from the dead. I've never once heard of divine inspiration allowing someone to climb a mountain.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened when he landed down there. I don't even know what is down there, to be honest.
No.
But it seems very, very weird, to say the least.
I just think I know I gave Trescott an evil sword, but I think
yeah, that might bite us later.
I think we need to keep an eye on Rurik. Just, I'm not saying don't trust him, but
No,
just watch him.
I agree.
Okay.
For once, I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. I just kind of like nod and like I'll open the door kind of slowly just to make sure that like Rurik's room is closed.
No, I was at the door listening.
There's a painting in Kaylin's room and it just opens as eye holes, just like.
Right, that's for other things. Don't.
Oh God.
Oi.
Yeah. Okay.
Trescott's room happens to be beside mine.
What on earth?
Wow.
Okay.
Kidding. Yeah, no, I mean, we'll have to just,
Yeah.
I think, be vigilant for the next little while until either he comes back to normal or I guess
Yeah.
whatever it is happened shows it's what happened.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, you guys head off to rest, and so you all awake in the morning, and you all wake around a similar time and make your way down into the main room of the inn, where there's obviously a breakfast spread, but also next to all the food laid out on the table for you, there is what appears to be a large, it looks like a large oval wrapped in a very beautiful, actually decorated wrapping paper with a bow on it.
An oval line.
Well, I assume that's the drift globe.
Ah, yes, the drift globe.
Did you forget you bought it?
Absolutely. Can I pick it up and like unwrap it?
Sure. You take the papers off, and indeed it does appear to be a very polished, almost like a dull turquoise, semi-translucent stone. But it's large enough that it's about the size of your hand. This thing is pretty big.
So how does it work? Like, does it have charges or it just works whenever
Well,
I
there's
feel
also
like
a
it?
note in the package that
Excellent.
says, "Simply speak the activation word to make it work. The first word you intend will turn into the activation."
Oh.
I like the fact that the note also has an accent. I like that.
It's written very, very Rulian. Yes. Full cursive. Yes.
Has to be one word. Damn it.
You say
gonna-
courage.
I
I swear.
I was gonna say no. I was gonna make my activation a for the light, or by the light. Actually, would probably be more. I don't know. I hold it. I was gonna look at the others and be like, any ideas on words that we could use for this?
Why not
light?
just light?
Light? Alright, fine. Light!
As you say that with purpose, the orb slowly starts with an ember inside, but grows to be really as bright as the brightest torch, and it just floats up into the air and rests behind your head. About
Ooh,
2 feet up in the air above you.
I like this thing.
That's fancy. I like that.
Rick does good work. Alright, and then how do I stop it? Can I just grab it?
Yeah, you can reach up and take it down, and
Okay.
it stops glowing.
So I can't
I
control
will,
it!
for your own sake, I will say the activation word also turns it off.
Okay.
Is it like that thing if you move closer to try and grab it and it moves away?
Yeah, you have a
I,
permanent blinding light behind you. Good luck on stealth checks. Yeah.
All right, so I grab it and I just put it in my pack or whatever
All
for
right.
now.
Sure. Add a drift globe to your pack.
Excellent. Marique did some good work. And very quick, too. Alright, I'm gonna have breakfast.
Just start tucking in.
All right. As you're all tucking in, at some point, Darnan appears over one of your shoulders to the back of you and says, "Ah, yes, I received the missive this morning, along with Marique's work, it appears." He sort of just looks at the fact that you just dropped the wrapping paper on the floor. He's like, Anyway, I received this from Ender. Its tone is somewhat short for him, quite frankly, and, well, there's another note attached that he said is only to be opened by you. So, of course, I've been a good boy and not read it myself. Here you go.
Do I believe him?
Alright, fuck you, John.
How dare you, John? How dare you?
Well, he's holding the note out towards you, and you can see it's a bit of paper with another note with a wax seal.
Gotcha.
On it,
Wax
so-
seal. Got it. I believe him.
Darnan
Maybe
is
he's like a forgery master. We don't know.
So anyway, here you are. And,
Thank you, friend.
Alright, hands it to you, Trescott. And Trescott, you read the note. Are you reading it aloud to the party, I assume?
Absolutely.
Alright, it says, dear friends, it's time once more to venture into Khundrukar. However, you won't be doing so under my command, I'm afraid. We have visitors from the royal court. It seems they've taken an interest in the rumors surrounding the Dwarven Forge.
Uh-oh.
You're to report to Minister Dubois at the entrance to Khundrukar. P.S. Good luck. It says Ender Harris at the bottom.
I liked that guy.
And under that there is another note with a wax seal binding it to the paper.
I crack the note.
Alright, you unfold the note, so it's like another section of the letter folding down. And this one is written in far different handwriting to Ender's sort of messily scrawled note. This one is written impeccably. You can see that they've actually almost even traced lines where each sentence goes. It says, Dear associates, you are to meet me at the gates of Khundrukar. You will be acting under the instructions of His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince Diomedes, and you are to come at once. I await your arrival. And it's signed Minister Dubois.
Connor, am I
Hello.
familiar with Minister Dubois?
Ooh, make me a history check. Yeah, maybe a history check.
I was gonna ask the same question.
You are not.
Cool.
He is
I
not.
gotta.
You would have heard of the
Ah.
Crown Prince. The Crown Prince is called Trajan III, and you certainly would have heard of him.
Hmm.
But he is acting under his royal title, which he has recently assumed of Diomedes.
I rolled a 5.
Can't quite recall.
It's been a while.
Diomedes? Is that what his name is?
Yeah, so his name is Trajan III, is his actual name. But he has assumed the royal title of Crown Prince Diomedes. As the ailing emperor is said to not be in great health.
Oof, that's quite the honor for us to be recognized by the crown itself. That's a big deal.
But is this a good thing? Like all the attention, or is it? I'm not one for politics, really.
It really, honestly, I think depends on our success. I think if we do well, it's good. I think if we do bad, then it might not be so good for us.
I think if we do bad, we die. So, yeah.
Maybe not that, but
Come on, you gotta be positive. We'll
our
do
life
fine.
would not be easy. Let's just put it that way. We better not mess up.
At this point, Darnan walks over and he goes, Well, the Crown Prince himself, eh? Or at least one of his underlings. Oh, come on, I read the letter. Let's be real. Coming into my tavern.
Bastard.
Told you.
Ender,
All my trust.
Ender and I have no secret. So, I will say, be careful. Halen, you know all too well the machinations of the court can lead some people astray.
Yeah, that is how I am here in the first place, to be honest. So
That is
yes.
what I was directly referencing. Yes. So,
Well,
good luck to you all. Be sensible. And do not make an enemy of the crown. Even I couldn't protect you from their wrath, I'm afraid. Even if I do a cracking breakfast. He starts clearing away your plates and taking them back to the bar.
What a guy.
Thank you, my friend. We will be careful.
You're more than welcome, Trescott. Back in one piece, that's what I say.
let's hope so. All right, anything else before we take off?
I guess that's it. Let's go.
I think it's time to go see old Jebediah.
Yeah, we stop
Oh,
at
you want to go
Jebediah's
see old
village.
Jebediah?
We always want to go see old Jebediah.
Alright, so you guys exit the Sleepy Gateway and make your way down to the makeshift garrison in the northwest of the town, and sure enough, you go in and you turn to the right. You've been there a few times by now, and old Jebediah's in there, but this time he's not actually shuffling crates or moving things around. It looks like he has a couple of young cadets doing that for him. He instead is with a ridiculously overdramatic feather quill that extends far longer than needed. Seems to be scratching in some sort of old dusty ledger on the desk in front of him, and doesn't even look up to acknowledge your presence when you walk in.
Now, Trescott, it's normally tradition that the newest member of the group does the talking. So why don't you go and introduce yourself to Jebediah?
If that's what you want, all right. I walk up to the table.
Alright. Yeah, this stooped old man, you can see the top of his head has some liver spots with his thinning white hair. He seems to be older than time itself, and his bony, weathered hands are scratching away in this ledger. You can hear every audible scratch sound he's making on the paper, and his attention just hasn't shifted from it at all. He's in a very simple, black, tattered robe, and yeah, outside that you seem to be in another world to you.
Hello, friend.
Suddenly, the face just snaps up at you with an almost like cat-like reflex. He goes, "Oh, what is it? What do you want?"
We're on orders from the crown. We want some supplies.
"Oh, the crown, is it? The crown want old Jebediah's supplies."
I knew
And at
it,
this point,
I
he
knew it.
pauses and looks past you. And Kalen, you feel these old, cold eyes lock with yours. He goes, "That's what they're calling the crown these days. What does the world come to? Well,
Just trying to make right.
do you have any proof of the crown requesting
I
these
will.
supplies?"
I will unfurl the note.
He sees the seal on it and immediately looks
say,
up at you and
"Show me
goes, "Oh, well, looks like we still have an honest soul in North Shore."
We're on official business, and we must make haste, Jebediah.
"Oh, don't you push it, friend. Jebediah's gonna give you what you need, but you be careful." "Well,
Absolutely.
what is it you need? Let me guess. Can we have some healing potion?"
Yeah, if you could, one a little bigger for me. I'm a man of quite big stature.
"I don't think that's how they work."
How
Very
it works
well.
for Trescott.
It's a mass thing, a volume thing.
At
You
this
gotta
point,
build-
Jebediah stands up from his chair, kind of scrapes his chair back, and you almost get the feeling he's deliberately scraping it as loudly as possible. And then he gets up, and at this point, Trescott, you see that if Jebediah could stand tall, he would probably stand even taller than you. He's a big guy.
Big
And he
boy.
sort of shuffles over to some racks and goes, "Oh, in there. Somewhere in there. I can't be bothered going down to get them anymore. I think there's a bunch. Take what you need. Anything
Thank you,
else?
friend.
Let me guess, nobody wants any pikes, any pole arms? The back office? Pikes everywhere. All these adventurers, all these militia come in. They've brought their own from home. They just say, 'Oh, can I have a healing potion?' Old Jebediah, back when he was a fighter, didn't need healing potions, didn't get hit. Why? Because old Jebediah used a pike. Opponent can't hit you if you're 30 feet away from him."
I have a question, just as a game question. Is a pike a martial weapon?
Yes.
Don't.
Jebediah.
You already got a sword.
John.
I know, it's
Yes.
fine. Don't worry about it. I have this great axe in my inventory. Could I switch it for a pike? I don't have enough spots.
What the hell's a spot on an info? Oh, never mind. The youth these days. Oh, let's have a look at the axe then.
I'll put my great axe down.
Alright, he looks on the table and he picks it up, and you notice for an old guy, he picks it up with surprising ease. He just lifts it straight up with one hand to look at it. He goes, crude weapons, never liked them. Always remind me of those orky lot. Somebody will put this to use though. Jebediah will take it in the back. It's a pike you want, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. If you say it'll work, I definitely want one.
Well, it'll work. Just sticking with the pointy end. And he shuffles off out the back, and you hear some clattering and scraping, and eventually, pike head first, back through the door, comes Jebediah, leading what appears to be about a 9.5-foot spear.
Oh my
He goes,
god.
I remember my days with one of these.
It must work a little bit. It's kept you alive.
Oh, you can't kill me, Kalen. Can't kill me.
I would never imagine trying.
Well,
I
Here you
love
go.
Jebediah.
put it to
Any
use.
friend. Absolutely, I will. I'll regale you with stories of how I killed our enemies.
Just don't try throwing it. Oh, Jebediah saw that once. Old Mark, they called him. He thought the thing was a bloody javelin. Picked it up, tried to throw it, hit himself in the back of the ankles, fell right into the orc line. Don't do that.
Luckily for me, I have some javelins, so I know the
Oh.
difference.
Javelins, yeah. They're just jokey throwing pikes, mate. Nothing beats a good old pike.
Thank you, Jebediah. We'll grab those healing potions and get out of your way.
Oh, you're more than welcome, friend.
I'll point towards where Jebediah said the healing potions were, and
Sure,
As,
it's-
as he's walking away, I go, "The crown thanks you." And I like,
I've got a lot more pikes in the back, Kalen. One more word out of you. One more word out of you, and old Jebediah will show you why he was never beaten. Anyway, be off with you. And he waves a hand towards this sort of old wood and iron lockbox on one of the lower shelves where he led you to.
I'm waiting for Jebediah to be the final boss.
I'll trigger Jebediah. It's fun.
Dual wielding pikes or some shit.
Yeah, I'll rummage through and
Sure,
see
you,
if I can
you
find
open
a healing
the lockbox, and you actually see there are 5 healing potions inside. There are 3 which appear to be in the normal sort of vials that you're used to, and then there are 2 which are certainly larger, and you would be able to identify, especially with your dealings in your caravan, Trescott. The larger ones with the rounder flasks are almost certainly greater healing potions. So you got 3 normal and 2 greater.
I'll take a greater healing potion and say to the party, "Come on in. We should take what we can."
Say, how are we gonna divvy this up? I think the 2 melee combatants should take the greater ones.
Sure,
That
that
means
sounds
you,
sounds fine.
Phineas. And I slap him on the back.
Phineas,
Sorry.
do you have any in your inventory?
Yeah, I didn't need to use any last time, so I've still got one.
Oh, must be nice. I'll take 1.
Yeah, I'll take one as well.
And then there's 1 left, so whoever wants the last one.
Well, why don't you take that one, Kaelin? So you have 2, and Phineas has 2, and then both me and John have a greater one. And that's all
Alright.
nice and balanced and.
There you
Symmetrical.
go. I like that.
Wait.
Ruik's a smart boy.
Alright, so you're leaving Jebediah's, I imagine.
Yes.
Yes.
And making your way to the Khundrukar gates?
Yes.
We can just speed
Yeah,
that bit
let's
up. Okay, so for the sake of brevity, we'll just say you traverse along the old forest road and turn off onto the battlefield, and you do now see actually, as soon as you crest the hill onto the battlefield where you fought for the gates, you see now the camp is largely abandoned. There's some sentries and there's some people scavenging supplies, but you can see even from here that at the other side of the field by the great stone gates of Khundrukar appears to be where the army camp has moved. It has literally just traversed the field.
Well, I guess we should report to Minister Dubois.
Oh God!
see
Try
what
not to
happens
say it
to-
like that when we
Ah.
actually.
No, I won't. I won't poke fun.
If there's anything you guys should know about Rulians, is that Image is everything there, so do not try to embarrass them on purpose or try to, hurt their pride. It may not go well for us.
Alright. So, you are just going to make your way to the second camp, I imagine.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys traverse the battlefield and you can see there are scars and discarded spears and questionable marks all over the field, and you can even recall where you fought the twin ogres, and you can see some of the marks that their rampage caused through the lines, and it's all a rather harrowing experience bringing it all back to you as you head through, but eventually you're sort of broken out of the stupor of remembering the awful fight you went through by the sounds of a fairly jolly camp, and you can kind of hear some movement, and there's people setting up. It looks like they're setting up to be here for quite some time. There's even paddies with some livestock, and there's chatter, and there's horses and carts making their ways past you, and you're approaching into the second camp now. You can see the command tent very clearly. It's much larger than the others, and it is right by the bridge on which you fought Grawn.
Guess we'll head that way.
And that'll be the place, yeah.
to go.
Alright. You guys make your way through the camp, all the way up to the command tent, where there's 2 guards stationed outside. However, these guards are not North Shore militia, you immediately notice. And instead they seem to be, perhaps, well, Kalen, you would recognize them as Palatial Guard from Rule. But to the rest of you, these men are in gold-trimmed dark blue armor, which is adorned with many intricacies and carvings, which you've never seen, really, unless you've been at the palace itself in Rule. They are very ornately, almost ceremoniously armed.
I just forward that to the party so they know.
Alright, and as you approach them, they cross halberds, which are again crested with gold. And one of them standing is, business.
We are here to see Mr. Dubois.
An eyebrow kind of raises at this and says, you are from Rule?
Formerly, yes.
Very well. I believe people of your descriptions were expected. In you go. And the halberds part. You can make your way into the tent.
Into the tent we go.
Alright.
I will.
So you guys enter this tent and immediately you notice that it is far different. It is lavishly furnished with rugs and chaiselongs in velvet and all sorts of ridiculously over-the-top furniture. It looks almost as though Marique's display cabinet, but furnished out to an entire command tent. It is very ornate, and 2 more guards stand either side of this beautiful desk carved in what appears to be the image of a sleeping dragon on the front. And behind it sits a dragonborn with dark blue scales who is dressed very ornately in a black and silver robe. And he appears to be scribbling in a ledger again and just looks up at you with his spectacles and says, "Ah, you have arrived? Please sit." And he shuffles, like several chairs are shuffled in front of his desk by the guards in there.
I sit.
Yeah, I see.
Yes, we received your note inviting us.
Very well. I am Minister Dubois, but you know that already by now. I serve His Royal Highness Crown Priest Diomedes. And I have a task that you will all be undertaking. Do any
What
of
is
you...
this task?
Well, you are to go into Khundrukar and secure the lower levels. The Crown has taken an interest in what may be located there in terms of mineral resources, and you will be securing them for us. We asked the militia for the best they had. They recommended your names, and here we are. Now, I must warn you, you are not working for Inder Aris anymore. You are working for the Crown, which comes with a certain level of discretion. Whatever you find down there, it is the Crown's business and the Crown's property. You are still in the Empire, even in this godforsaken shithole, and you will act accordingly. Is that understood?
Aye.
Yeah.
Yes.
Understood.
Very well. I always say that good service to the Empire is reward in itself, but I'm aware that does not exactly fly with scoundrels like you. So, there will be a modest sum of gold offered. However, all items you find inside will be surrendered upon your departure.
How much gold are we talking here for this?
The Crown has seen fit to offer you 300 gold pieces each. For those that survive, we are not paying for dead men.
Fair enough.
Why not, eh? What else are we gonna do?
I mean, we're going to end up going down there anyway, it seems, so...
Well, not
We
without
spent the
my
last-
permission, you will not. There is no one else going down there except you. I have chosen you because Ender says I can trust your abilities. And I believe as citizens wishing to please the Empire, and he stares at you, Kalen, that you will do the task asked of you.
I have a question. Does the Crown have any idea what exactly there is, might possibly be down there for us to find?
Our scholars have unearthed some possibilities, but I believe you will deal with anything as you find it. Mainly we are interested in the minerals and precious metals and perhaps lost techniques. Unfortunately, the militia got here before I did and cleared out the upper level. Most of the orcs fought in the battle, but there were some behind, and well, they cleared them out. But I'm afraid, well, the orcs seem to have plundered a little bit, but they do not understand the wealth of resources in the mountains, so we seek to secure that. As for what may be down there, well, nothing for sure.
There's nothing you have heard. I'm sure some of your scouts have probably reported things that you've seen down there.
Oh, I have no scouts down there. You're the first people going. Like I say, our scholars have proposed some theories as to what might be in there, but nothing concrete, and
Can I insight check him?
sure, roll an insight check.
I do not believe him. Frig. I rolled a 9.
Hard to make heads or tails of his honesty.
Okay.
If anyone else is doubting it, I will also allow you to make an insight check, though.
I
As
will as well.
I rolled a 17.
Okay,
I rolled a 20.
Ooh.
natural or unnatural?
Unnatural.
Okay. So, in that case, I will say both of you
I shouldn't be
would make
rolling.
it with this. So, Phineas and Trescott, you get the idea that there's certainly more to these scholarly theories than he is telling you.
Could you
Alright.
expand on those theories? I'd like to know if I'm going to go down and meet golems that are 50 feet tall.
Well, make a persuasion roll.
Oh, god damn it.
Come on, you're a charisma based.
See, that's why I was trying to do the insight check so I could do that, because I'm actually better at those.
17.
Yes, well, we have found traces of Dubois, dark dwarfs. Although, it seems they had dealings with other beings in there. We found reference to some sort of tribute being paid, perhaps to the orcs, we do not know, although initially we thought the orcs were mercenaries, but actually it seems as though they had invaded the top floor. So, make of it what you will. I do not know what the Dubois were dealing with, but we found references in some of their abandoned chambers, we shall say, for lack of a better word. The orcs are not so interested in looting books, and we have found several references to tribute being paid.
Okay.
Does the Crown also have anything to provide us with our trek down into the Khundrukar ruins?
What would you have in mind?
Oh, I don't know. I was just wondering if you had anything to help us with our journey. It's a dangerous place, I'm sure, down there.
You were recommended to me as you can handle yourselves. I see no reason why you should drain the crown's resources further. So, no.
I was under the assumption the crown wanted a success here, but I understand.
The crown wants many successes, Kaelin Harcourt. And you of all people, I would have thought would like to please the crown. I hear the fashion this season has been terrible without you. I'm sure many nobles would be happy to see you back.
Indeed, I am sure. All right. I look to the others to see if they have anything else.
Well, I was just wanting to know, you said to secure Kandahar, or at least the lower levels of it. How will we know we satisfied you in the sense that it's secured?
I do not know. I'm no ruffian adventurer. Things stop trying to kill you. Why are you asking me?
Maybe that was a silly question.
I do not know what's down there.
I'll just
basically, you want us to get them out so that you guys can go in, is what you're saying.
Listen, perhaps I was not clear. You are operating on the crown's discretion, so we can find out what is down there of value. Find that, and I'm sure we can let the militia clean up once we have made it clear to them stay away from crown business.
I just like the idea that Rourke thinks that like quest complete is gonna pop up behind his head.
That's exactly what I was looking for. That XP gain, the bars to fill up.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you think that 4 people are going to be able to? We are the best supposedly in Darnan's eyes, but why just 4 of us?
You know, when we invaded Artosa, we had one legion who found something in the capital they were not meant to see regarding royal bloodline, that there was another prince. As this was found by a company of 120 men, it was quite the royal effort to silence them, but 4 people, I think, not so hard.
Understood.
Like he said, he wants discretion.
Exactly. Listen to the Julians, they tend to be more civilized than coastal people, he says, rolling his eyes at Trescott.
Oh.
Right, well,
Can you see your kick-ass pike?
All right, Monsieur
Your
Dubois.
pike is ripping my ceiling.
I was gonna say, unless anybody else says anything, we won't waste any more of your time.
Very well.
Let's see to it.
I will be here when if you come back.
As I'm
Good luck.
leaving, I turn and say, "The coast is beautiful at this time of year," and then I leave.
All right, we leave.
Alright, so you guys are standing right by the foot of the bridge, actually, outside the command tent of the fateful bridge where Rurik, you took a recent fall, and Garrick was killed in the fight against Grawn, but you can see now the great gates have been heaved open and stand pretty impressive, even in that open state.
As we're like standing around in front of the gates, I'm assuming we're like away now, so we can like talk freely without being heard. Yeah. Okay.
You can just wander like 20 feet away from the command tent.
So obviously, Dubois was not obviously telling us everything he knew, but because I mean the crown doesn't usually typically take interest in things that don't have a lot of value, if that makes sense. So unfortunately, I think we're in for quite an adventure here. It's probably going to be extremely dangerous, and God knows what we will find down there.
Well,
we have each other.
I mean, we've got you, Trescott. Your self-confidence is, well, I mean, if it's true, then we'll see. It should be quite straightforward.
Confidence is half the battle, friend. You got to know what you got to fake it till you make it.
Did you say we're just away from the town? We're not on the bridge yet.
No, you're by the foot of the bridge.
Okay.
where there's just sort of obviously like a crossroads in the military camp. There's just people bustling past. Nobody's giving you the second bit of notice. They're all quite busy still just setting up fortifications and supply posts, etc.
Okay. Yeah, I guess as we're walking, so just in my mind, so there's the bridge, there's a big chasm. Are there two big mountains like either side of the chasm, or
So
is it just?
so it's a large mountain ridge actually, upon which this chasm runs at the foot of, almost like a moat of sorts, and
Yeah.
the bridge is over that. Yeah.
Okay. So I think Finn's kind of like looking over the edge, and then he's like looking at the mountains, and he just looks back at Rook, and he's like, just again, where did you come up? How did you whereabouts did you come out?
I don't know. Over there. I'll just point to like a part of the ridge by some stacked crates, I guess.
Okay, and I just kind of like,
I mean, look, fell down, rested, climbed back up. That's it. That's it. Tell me you believe me, Phineas. Tell me right now that you believe me.
this isn't Phineas laughing. This is me laughing. Yeah, no, I believe you. I believe you, Rook.
You believe me.
I believe
Stop talking about it.
you. Okay.
You're awfully prickly about it.
Well,
Jesus.
you can. Why is there no trust? What other explanation could there be?
Sorry, we're not all religious like you. We don't all believe in miracles.
Well, whatever. Let's go.
The minister said there could be anything down there. Who knows what you found down there?
Just the bottom of a chasm is all.
I suppose. Yeah. So
I
guess
start
we'll
walking
walk
across the bridge.
The bridge, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you start heading across the bridge, and slowly you reach the end of it towards where it sort of splays out into a ridge cut into the mountain that houses these huge gates. And as we actually enter Khundrukar, why don't we take a break? All right, so we rejoin the party as they make their way into Khundrukar. Now, you enter through the large stone gates into what appears to be a huge open cavern lined with all sorts of ramshackle tents that have been torn at, and clearly there's been some further skirmishing going on here after the battles. There are a mixture of bodies strewn around, no militia or crown guard to be seen, but there are several orc corpses lying by the sides, clearly just shoved over to make way, and but there appears to be older skeletons there too, of a dwarven frame, clearly some conflict, perhaps the orcs invading, as the minister mentioned, prior to the battle. You make your way into this large open cavern, and the cool air of the underground facility suddenly hits you. It's quite different from... Even though it's not warm outside, there's no sun in here, there's no wind in here, there's only the cool, still air, and as the sounds of the camp dim and dim, you suddenly realize that you are quite far underground already just by wandering through this large cavern. But there are still friendly faces. There are many militia preparing what appear to be sort of makeshift barricades and just extending their camp into the reaches of Khundrukar. However, as you make your way through the clearly guided pathway, the militia forces suddenly start to disappear, and you realize it swaps to only being the crown guard standing stoically by the sides of the chamber, until eventually you reach what appears to be a grand cut entrance for a staircase heading downwards, where an entire line of crown guard line the entrance to it. One in the middle with a plume on his helmet that presumably resembles him being some sort of sergeant or captain.
I guess we'll just walk up to this individual.
Yeah.
As you approach the line, he goes, "Halt. Crown business only down here."
Yeah, we're on orders from Minister Dubois.
Ah. You are the adventurers of the militia. Very well.
Yes.
Good luck down there. My men have not been down there, so I'm afraid I cannot offer you any help. But good fortune. And the line parts. Enough for you to pass through one at a time.
Pass through one at a time.
Alright. So you guys start descending this great stone staircase, and all of a sudden, it gets colder and colder as you emerge from the end of the staircase into somewhat of a narrow passage, actually. And I'll go ahead and put you on the map. So
How
if you'd
dark
like to
is it
place
right now, Connor?
yourselves, you should be able to see in the top left corner. It's a big map, so zoom in.
Yeah, it's a really big map. Is it dark yet, Connor?
It is getting darker and darker as you descend.
All right. I'm thinking of activating the drift globe if that's okay.
Of
So
course.
us non-dark vision people can see where we're going.
Of course, we
Yeah.
will just assume for the sake. I'm not really into the whole like light range mechanics and stuff. I'm going to assume that you can see if you have the drift globe out.
I will whip the drift globe out.
Okay.
Does it? I know it lights, but like, can I light it to a specific degree?
like a dim switch, dimmer.
Yeah.
No, it lights quite brightly.
Okay, so well, I'll light it, I
Alright.
guess, unless we want to use a torch.
So as you head down, the stairway twists and turns a long way. The floor's been cut into hundreds of shallow steps that seem to wind down, but the walls and the ceilings are natural rock, jagged and almost with a faint glimmer from certain angles. About 60 or so feet down, you'd guess, a rushing stream splits out in front of you from a narrow crack to the south and crosses the stairway, disappearing into a narrow tunnel to the north. So it's flowing from south to north, so you know. And it's only 2 or 3 feet wide, and it's quite shallow at this stage, but it splits the staircase in half. And you can see another narrow passage to the north, which you could walk along the river if you wished, or you may continue down the staircase.
Oh boy.
What do we think? Getting our feet wet or continue down?
The first fork in the road.
I'd say we'd probably continue down on the steps, shouldn't we?
Do we hear anything?
Make a perception roll.
Okay.
Scott, you should add your token.
Huh?
You should
You're
add your
not on the
token
board.
to the map.
Top
Oh,
left.
well,
big
sorry.
map.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at perception. That is a. Why can't I? 17.
You heighten your senses for a moment and try to focus, but all that you can hear is the howling underground winds, the run of the stream, and an impending sense of dread.
It's audible dread.
Yeah.
That's about right.
The most ominous of dreads.
The audible kind.
Well,
Alright.
I guess we press forward then.
Yeah,
So you're continuing down the staircase.
let's go.
All right, so
Yeah.
the descending fissure opens up very, very abruptly into a very high cavern. This is a huge underground cave that you've entered into. And on one side, you can see that the river re-enters it, flowing to the south this time. The stairway continues to wind down along a ledge that leads to the floor along the north wall of the chamber, and a fast-moving stream, previously mentioned, runs from the north to the south and disappears under a low stone overhang that you can see at the south side of the room. Larger passageways exit to the southeast and the northeast.
Oh, great. Look at this, eh?
Pretty big chamber, pretty abruptly. I wonder if this was carved naturally.
I'm not really interested in knowing. It's just a cave underground. Let's pick a direction. So, head down.
Well, I was gonna say, Rurik, I know this may seem a little insensitive, but as a dwarf, do you have any idea of any underground, like, holdings or, like, what they would be like for people to live underground? Is there any signs of life here?
Sorry, I should also point out to you that the low stone overhang the river flows under, you reckon that you could probably fit through as well, should you choose to.
Down here.
Hmm.
Who really wants to follow that river?
Follow the road, John.
John, that's the sword talking. Don't listen to it.
Oh God.
There's one question I want to ask, and it's kind of a strange one. And
Please go ahead.
I don't know if it will bear any fruit, but for underground mines for Dwarven folk, is there like a standard layout, like in the big book of Dwarven mining? Like,
No, I think that's a reasonable question. Yes, I would say so. I would say that, however, the entrances to such underground areas can often vary greatly, as you've just been through.
yeah.
But the underground staircase, although it's in disrepair and it's obviously very old, as this is a forge of legend from times gone by, it doesn't seem overly out of the ordinary to you so far. But this is not, I will clarify to you, this area you can recognize has not been particularly mined. This is not a regimented mined area.
Okay.
You are in very much so what seems to be the entrance to an underground area.
All right.
You said that the river is running
North to south.
quicker here,
Yes. It seems to pick up some momentum.
but it's still quite shallow.
You can't tell at this point, actually. It seems to be a little
Dip
deep.
your toes in there.
But I will say it is thin enough at points that you could safely cross over with just a step. You wouldn't have to exert yourselves to do so.
Okay.
I will do so. I'm going to choose over here.
Oh, you choosing? Are you making the decision for us, John? Are we going to the southeastern path?
no,
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have any better idea.
John angled for it, so he knows. Like he's got the inside information.
All right,
I'm-
well,
I angled just because it was the thinnest part of the river.
As John, you cross over the river, I'd like to point out that all of a sudden a screeching noise is heard as several
Oh hell!
creatures appear from above and
That's-
swoop down towards you.
the hell are those?
And I'd like you all to
Swooping
roll
is bad.
initiative.
Oh god.
Gross.
These things look like some sort of horrific bat mutation gone awfully wrong.
Oh, lovely.
Roll initiative.
Don't-
Going
said
wrong
leave the
is
timer.
what I think what's
It's
gonna
cave,
happen.
it's cave exploration 101. Always check the roof.
Ah.
That
Okay,
is-
Rick.
All right, guy that didn't care about the cave.
I'll
Yeah.
be paying for that one. I got a 15.
I got a 17.
I got
Alright.
a 12.
I'll add you all to the turn order. That is really loud.
That
I'm like
music
Kevin
is-
McLeod. Jeez, calm down. Alright. I'll add you all a turn, and I will roll for our strange,
Bat-
fleshy, bat-like creatures,
Why do I have to be right
which are
beside them?
called sturges.
Sturge.
Okay. Oh wow, they...
Hey, nat 20.
no, they...
That one.
Precisely the opposite, not one. Alright.
Nice.
Let me just check if they have a bonus.
Fuck you, bats.
They do. Okay, so they have a whopping 4. Alright.
Wow.
Dex bats.
They do
So,
fly.
Phineas, it's your move. As these creatures swoop down from the ceiling towards you. However, I will say, because of the split in the river, you're not surprised and you can react.
Okay, I think I would just honestly just be like, and cast Firebolt.
Where?
Alright,
Ah!
make your attack.
Okay, so that's fun. That is a, hold on, 25.
That certainly hits. Which
Yeah,
one are you
it's,
aiming at? I should also
Just
ask.
the one close nearest to me,
All right.
that one. So then 1d10.
Yep.
That is a 10.
Alright, so your fireball catches this thing's center mass, and you just see the flames wreath around it as it tumbles from the sky and crashes to the floor in a smoldering corpse. And it is very dead.
Okay.
Lord,
You delete it.
end of your turn?
You deleted it.
Yeah.
Alright, Lord High Paladin Rurik Bodrost, you're up.
Alright, I will take a lordly step to the left. Can I swing at the bat creature to my left, or
I would say it's too high in the air for you right
Yeah.
now.
if I need to stand within it? Well, I just basically want to get.
There's
closer
also
to
a
it.
solid 5 foot of river between you and that bat.
Oh, I think I can't cross that easily.
You can try to.
I will try to cross the river.
You're gonna get fucking carried by the river.
Alright. Yeah, sure. Make me a... You can make a... we'll say an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Alright, athletics definitely. Okay, that's a 13.
That passes. You manage to wade through the river, although once stepping into it, you realize that the current is stronger than you anticipated.
Okay,
But you manage to battle through the river.
okay. Am I close enough to swing at the bat thing?
I'd say you could swing up at it, yeah.
Alright, okay.
As it's
I
descend,
shall-
while you're crossing the river, it has continued to descend.
Alright, I shall swing at it with me sword.
So
That's
with ye sword.
12.
That does not hit, I'm afraid. It manages to just twist out of the way in its descent, and your sword cleaves upwards in a swing into thin air.
Oh, curse ye, foul mutant! I'll end my turn.
Alright.
I love
Prescott.
his one-liners.
All right. I'm going to look at Rurik and go, this is how it's done. And I'll jump the river as well.
Do like a pirouette and a backflip.
Alright, so you're jumping, that's an acrobatics check.
Trying to make it across the river. Yeah. That's not bad. What is my acrobatics? +2. That's a 14.
You're fine. You jump across the river?
Sweet. And then I wanted to run here and take a big old meaty two-handed sword +1 swing.
Alright, once again, mid-swing, you just uppercut slash at this thing. Roll your attack.
Oh, that's not great, but I have a good plus, so it's a 17.
That hits.
Sweet. Oh, I'm sorry. 16.
That still hits.
Perfect. And we have that's 14 damage.
Yeah, so you uppercut swing at this thing, and again, you catch it just under its wing, and you cleave it in half through the wing and under the neck, and it just tumbles in twain to the floor.
Ha ha!
Nice.
All
One
right.
question, just random thought on the sword. Does mean drawing blood just mean hitting something or killing something? Or do I know?
Drawing
Or does it-
blood is drawing blood.
Drawing
So
blood,
your
okay.
sword is now activated to +1. And you
Nice.
feel almost like a surge of adrenaline, but originating from the sword, surge through your body as it takes a faint shimmer onto it.
Sure, that's fine.
All right,
Lord.
Kaelin, you're up.
All right. I am going to back up a little bit,
Uh-huh.
kind of pose next to Finn here, and I'm gonna take out my short bow, and I'm gonna try to take a shot at the bat here beside Rurik.
All right.
Oh, lovely! I might actually hit something. 23.
That certainly hits.
All right. Oh, max damage. 9 damage on the bat.
Yep, your shot just pierces it straight in the head, and it just crumbles to the ground mid-dive, and it hits the ground with a sickly crunch, and it is
Excellent.
very dead. All right,
That's gonna be my turn.
it is the turn of Sturge, not us, because you guys just decimated them. All right, so this Sturge is going to continue its dive, completely not put off at all by the death of its comrades, and it is going to swoop at you, Rurik. And that is going to be
Make a swoop check.
Ooh, that is a 23.
Oh, that is.
All right.
Good swoop.
So you take. Oof, max roll 7 points of piercing damage,
Oh.
and it does not leave you. This vampiric bat thing has clambered
Oh,
onto
no.
your arm with its fangs stuck in your shoulder blade, and it is on you.
Hold
Get
still,
this
Rurik. I'll shoot
bloody
it.
thing off me!
And the pain is searing throughout your body as it chomps away on your shoulder.
Phineas, if you shoot a fireball at me,
Phineas.
you're next!
Phineas, you're up.
I was gonna say use the boomstick.
Can I just like Phineas would just like yell out, "Do you want me to shoot it or not?"
Get it off me!
Oh, can I hold my turn?
You can hold your action,
Yeah, can I hold my action?
but you have to specify what you are holding for. So you have to say, like,
So,
when an enemy appears, I'll do this.
I'd like to hold my action for after
Rurik.
Kaelin has shot.
And
His
what would you like to do?
You want to both shoot him at the same time? Is what you're saying?
No, I want to see if Kaelin hits.
You can't get mad at both of you.
You'd have to. So you can say, I want to hold my action for if Kaelin hits something.
Okay. I want to hold my action for if Kaelin misses the bat.
Okay, what are you going to do? You're going to cast Fireball?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're holding your action.
Yeah.
Rurik, you're up.
We're gonna hit with an arrow.
Can I wrestle? Can I try and pull
You
it
can
off
spend
me?
your action to detach it. There's no check. You
Yeah.
can just rip it off.
Or could I try and attack it? Or
No,
the-
it's your
like-
action to detach it.
Okay, I will try and detach it then.
Okay, you don't have to try it. You just grab this thing, chomping at your shoulder, and throw it away from you, and it kind of twists into a ball as it balances and just back at you. And it looks like it wants to dash straight back at you.
Follow me, beastie!
Trescott, you're up, and it has been thrown right next to you.
Ah, perfect. I'll take another big meaty swing. This time even better. I rolled a 24.
All right, and I won't make you roll damage because believe me, you kill it. Yeah, you just smash down on it as soon as it starts lunging again for Rurik. You just smash down onto its head and cave it in, and it is dead.
Bloody hell. What the?
Wow.
And you can now see these just fleshy masses dripping with blood on the floor in front of you, with their leathery wings grotesquely twisted around their forms.
Disgusting.
I immediately look up, like just to make sure there's no more.
Maybe a perception check.
Ah, fucks.
Those were some feisty buggers, weren't they?
Never seen a
That
bat
is
before.
a 10.
There are hundreds more, or none. You can't really tell.
Yes. We should leave.
I've never seen a bat before, but I don't think they're supposed to look like that.
You've never seen a bat?
I don't spend my time in caves.
I mean, they're a common creature, even you know what? Who cares? I don't care. They're a bit weird. Would I know what those are? Have I seen them before?
You've not.
No. Foul wee buggers.
Let's keep moving so we don't get attacked by more of those things.
I agree. Which way? Up or down? Or river? Or back?
I don't even know.
How strong was the river, Rorik?
It's pretty strong.
It's visibly flowing fairly quickly. It's causing some white froth on some of the rocks it splashes against.
I'm going to cross back on like the
Yeah, you guys can cross carefully out of combat. We won't be doing checks for you just crossing it out of combat.
I'd probably recommend not the river then.
No. Yeah, but I think it was down. Let's just go down.
Let's go down.
Me and Phineas are gonna get friggin' washed away.
Alright, so you guys are heading to the southeast.
Yes.
Okay, well, as you guys enter this cavern,
Elephant
more
rodeo.
bats. No, okay, alright. You enter a very
Oh no.
curious chamber. You gaze into an extremely large cave, faintly lit by actual natural phosphorescence coming off of the rocks.
I don't like that.
Its ceiling rises must be 50 feet high in some places, and crystals glimmer softly in the eerie light. Weird, beautiful flows and structures of delicate stone grace the chamber. The western portion of the cave is separated from the rest, however, which is where you find yourselves by a steep bluff. Sorry, you are in the west, never mind, I'm not an idiot. So yeah, you're in the western portion, where it's a steep bluff separating the rest, and the ceiling here must be half the height of the rest of the chamber because of the great stand that you're on.
So are we on the high part, or is the other part the high
You're
part?
on the high part.
Okay. Just,
On the
it's hard
on
to
the
tell
west.
on the map.
Is it?
What are these?
That's a cliff face line.
And is that a cliff face, or can we not see that far?
You can see that far. That's a staircase down into the main chamber. You guys,
There's a
you're welcome to
staircase
move yourself into the chamber if you'd like.
Well,
Oh, he's done it! No, alright. Nothing else.
Absolute madman.
And now it's more bats.
I was gonna say I keep an eye out on the ceiling because I'm paranoid now.
Oh yeah, shit. Check the ceiling. Look at the
So-
ceiling.
Trescott, as you step in, as you are the brave gentleman going first, what seems like a couple of dozen tombs line the high rise here. The lids are carved in the likenesses of grim-looking dwarves in their armor. Dwarvish runes are on the front of each tomb, and you would appear that they represent that they appear to represent the names of the occupants, or the intended occupants, perhaps. 3 of the stone coffins have additional runes carved into them, which are the ones that you can see more to the forefront. And, yeah,
Does anybody speak Dwarven?
I'd imagine the dwarf does.
I think I might actually. Maybe I picked that up in my youth.
All right, Rurik, would you like to?
Well,
take a look?
before I do that, I don't want to spam it, but can I divine sense in this room if you don't mind?
Sure. Can you read me Divine Sense again? It's been a while since I used it.
So, the presence of strong evil registers your senses like a noxious odor. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces until the end of your next turn. You know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet. I know it's type, but that's it.
Okay.
It's within the radius. I also
So
detect the presence.
you try to detect great good or evil around you, but your senses seem muddied, and you can't really hone in on anything in particular.
Oh well, that was that. Safe. Nothing here. I'll read one of the inscriptions. I'll just
Are you going to one of the 3 that are more ornate, or any of them?
Okay, sure. Why not? One of the ornate-looking ones.
Sure. So you go up, and the additional runes seem to record the occupant's date of death, actually, and the great deeds the dwarf performed in life are etched in the face of its tomb. Also carved into these coffins is a warning that doom awaits those who dare defile the honorable dead. The names on these 3 tombs are those of Borgol the Old, Garin Orc Doom, and Numik the Unlucky. That must be Loren's dwarven name.
Wait.
What was it? I'm just gonna take one of these.
Borgol the Old, Garin Orc Doom, and Numik the Unlucky.
I love dwarven names because they're given like when you do stuff.
Aye, well, don't defile the honourable dead here, gang. I mean, I think there might be some sort of divine punishment if you do. So don't go lifting.
Is it called you? Are you the divine punishment?
No, I mean, I wouldn't be happy about it because you'd be kind of desecrating, my race's long-standing and well-regarded traditions. I wouldn't be pleased about that. But I think, I don't know. I think if you tried to do one of these, something bad would happen.
Connor, is there any coffins that are open?
A few have cracked lids. There's none that are specifically open, but make me a perception roll. There are 6 filled with illithids, so... Good luck.
Oh shit, you're not supposed to read that part of the notes, Connor.
15.
The ones with cracked lids, which... a great number of them, actually. They appear as though they've been perhaps opened and carelessly replaced, the lids. It seems like you might not have been the first people to find these.
I was just wondering if I could find one with, like, a hole large enough that I could look in it to see if I see, like, anything.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Alright,
you wanna
I
go
just
for
want to peek. I don't want to touch it or anything. I just want to peek.
Sure, the one to your right. The one to your
That's
right has
looking.
a large portion of the stone from the sarcophagus lid has actually been cracked and broken away. And with the drift globe behind you illuminating it, you can look in, if you please to.
This is when like a hand comes out.
Yeah, I know.
It's like I'm just holding
wanna
like the DM grenade pin, like...
I just want to take a peek. I do want to look.
Alright, you peek in and there doesn't appear to be too much in there. There's what appears to be the edge of some old musty bones and perhaps some rags, but you can't really see more without properly opening it up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Alright,
Caitlin, I don't think grave robbing would be a good idea right now.
I'm not. I was just looking to see if there was any, like, I guess, hints of what the Duergar might be up to or anything. Because they did say that the orcs pillaged, but I don't know if they got this far or not.
Well, it's worth pointing out that the dwarves and the inscriptions are in Dwarven. They are not showing any signs of Duergar heritage. Rurik,
Is that
you
like
would
a
recognize
separate
that.
thing?
Dark dwarves speak their own language.
They do.
They don't speak Dwarven.
Duergar, you would know as you're educated. Duergar is a separate language. It is a spin-off corruption of Dwarven.
Gotcha. Well, I think we should keep going, I guess. Keep an eye out for any more crazy, weird bat things or anything else, but...
Yeah,
So you're heading
me the
like fully
creeps.
into this room and looking out into the cavern.
Yeah, I think after like checking out the coffins, I would want to go to the edge. Oh,
Alright.
no, wait, hold on. Not quite, not the very edge. 5 feet back from the edge.
Alright.
I'm on the edge.
So you look out into the cavern, and the great cavern glimmers with a faint phosphorescence, much like the walls that led you here. The ceiling's about 50 foot overhead, and bright flecks and gleaming stone formations are visible in the distance. Patches of strange fungi dot the floor, including capped stalks standing as tall as a human, and glowing puffballs almost a foot wide. High ledges rise 15 to 20 feet above the floor on the north, south, and western walls. And narrow passageways lead off to the north and the south, and a flight of carved stone stairs descends from the western ledge to a path that meanders through the center of the chamber towards a small iron door in the eastern wall, which you can see on your map just at the edge of the east there. In the center of the chamber, it's audible that there's a sigh of a soft, cool breeze that rises towards the surface far above. Isn't that a nice description? Well done, whoever wrote this.
Nice.
Very nice.
Looking at the fungus, fungi, sorry. I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Do I see any of them being dangerous, like poisonous mushrooms, anything? Not necessarily when consumed, but like they release like a noxious gas or anything.
Are you proficient in a herbalist kit?
No.
Or do you have nature proficiency?
No.
You have
If
no clue.
only you had
Okay.
Razix here.
Or just John himself, for John loves mushrooms.
Actually, fun fact, puffballs are delicious.
Is that a fun fact? That's an opinion.
Actually,
right?
John, it says in my notes here that they're not especially tasty, so...
Oh, man.
The other thing I was wondering is, do I see any movement between the larger stalks and things like that.
Make me a perception check.
Can I help him?
Probably not. You probably can't see very
Yeah,
far.
sure. Roll it with advantage.
Okay, I got an 11 with advantage.
Wow.
Can't see any movement
It's
whatsoever.
above average.
A
You
nice
can't-
help. A nice
Yeah,
help.
you can't see any movement whatsoever. You can't even hear anything. Just the whistling of the breeze.
Are you seeing? Are there like clouds of the spores?
No,
type
there's
stuff?
there's no clouds of spores or anything. It just seems to be the living mushrooms.
Okay.
Well, I guess shall we pass through the field of fungi?
Fungus?
Yeah.
That does not look pleasant whatsoever.
Do you
Just-
want me to see if anything's flammable before we go down?
Well, I think some mushrooms can be. I don't know. The gases in them could be explosive. I think you might want to be careful about randomly firing off blasts of fire into an underground cave, just in case you accidentally collapse the whole thing on top of us.
That's why I said, do you want me to check?
And that's why I said no.
Alrighty then.
Connor, can I kind of saunter down here? What's going on with like down at the bottom left here?
That appears to be a passage blocked by rockfall.
Seems to be a weird place to keep the dead. Maybe it's because like the cave was overtaken by this fungus, but it just seems like a very strange place to.
Aye, it's kind of slapdash, like they were maybe moved here, eh? Something
Yeah.
like that.
I feel like that's probably more likely. They were probably moved here from somewhere else or something.
Especially in just the mostly disrepair of like the orientation of them. Usually, you would think some type of order to.
Aye, normally a more regimented fashion.
Yeah.
Mm.
No
Anyway,
matter.
let's. Should we head in?
Yeah, there's no way we can move those rocks down there at the left, eh?
No, they seem to be quite. It's a substantial rockfall. It looks like a day's work to clear it out.
So from the cliff face, we saw that there was a place down at the bottom to go, and then the
Yeah,
door
there's
up there.
an exit to the south. There's an exit to the north, and then there is what appears to be an iron door on the eastern side of the chamber, as well as some more of the
I do
cave
not like these mushrooms.
to the southeast as well.
The
Which way?
iron door is what
I will say the
iron.
path tread through does lead to the iron door, more so than anything else.
I mean, that's where I'd want to look. It seems to be the most likely place to search for whatever.
Is this something here, Connor? Just on the bottom, the south side?
Yeah,
exit?
that's an exit to the south side. It's a staircase that goes down.
I agree, Rook.
Just be careful for any.
Where else you can see.
Yeah, I tread
Movement.
expeditiously.
Yeah. As we move through, try not to touch anything. God knows what these freaky mushrooms can do.
All right, so
Right.
where are you heading? You're heading to the iron door.
Yeah, I guess we would. I guess we would just keep walking through the
Alright,
pathway
well,
until
so
something
there's like
happens.
a-
Unless something happens.
There's like a large ledge that appears to be another drop down, as you can see about 3/4 of the way through the path to the northeast,
Oh, northeast that way.
which is here.
Up
And there
there.
appears to be a large drop.
Oh boy. There's so many ways to go.
Aye, it's a bloody maze down here.
Can I, once I get over there, assuming nothing else happens, can I peer this northern direction?
Of course you can, John.
Thanks.
And as you peer, you hear two gurgling sounds, a kind of sickening, like, as two massive forms twist out of the rock face up towards you. And I would like you all to roll initiative.
Told you to keep an eye out for things.
I thought that was a Murloc noise.
It's Merfolk. Get ready.
Hey,
Oh, a natural one.
hey! I was
Nice.
on the other side of that. I rolled a 19 plus.
I got-
I rolled
If I'm gonna get a natural one, I'd rather get it doing this.
I rolled a 7.
See,
I
you
got
say
16.
that, Loren, but that's what happened to Layson.
Is that a chicken? What the heck is that?
It has
Yes,
a beak, but
it's a
tentacles.
chicken. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, it looks like a chicken face.
These are all the chickens that we didn't eat in town.
Good luck against the double chicken. Have fun.
They're haunting us.
Alright, and let me roll a die for our new friends.
Yeah,
at
they
least
roll
they're
the
friendly.
die, all right.
Alright.
Wait, oh,
Positive.
zing! You got to give advantage on all attacks for the rest of the
That's
session.
your bardic inspiration right
I'm
there.
gonna do split initiatives for them
Great
because
choice.
I want to kill you because you're all annoying me. Alright. 7.
If that was your criteria of killing us, you would literally do it every day.
Yeah, I do, don't I? Every time we play. Alright, so these, as you see these things unfurling themselves from the wall, they are horrendous worm-like creatures where their mouth splits in 4 for this great big monstrous beak in the middle. It's got 4 barbed tentacles on either side, and yeah, this hungry snapping beak is just snapping up at you, Trescott, as they unravel themselves from the rock face.
So,
What would you like to do?
can I reach them? If I were to stand...
You could try
Right.
hacking down at them, yes.
Yes, okay. I will try to hack down at the one closest to me and say, I'll give you something to munch.
Boo! I'll give
Yeah.
you something to munch. I think that's in the Art of War, isn't it?
I
Wow.
only rolled a 10.
Well
That does
done.
not hit, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
You're so busy trying to think of a way to finish your one-liner, the cleaver just clangs into the rock face as
Damn.
these things finish sliding their way up the cliff. And they
Okay.
hop off the cliff. Alright, so it is our friend Mr. Grick's turn. These are Gricks, by the way. I've never seen these before, actually, until I did this, but yeah, these are Gricks. So
Great.
the first Grick is going to slither up the wall and go straight for you, Trescott. And it is going to swing its body at you in a great big wide arcing motion with the tentacles outsplayed, ready to try to wrap around your head. And
Are
that
you
is
gonna grapple Trescott?
that
you
is a
piece of shit?
that is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that is.
He's gonna show
Okay.
you how to grapple.
Yeah, you think you can play a grappler? All right.
Trying to pull
and
you
that
on the
is,
cliff is what he's gonna try to
okay,
do.
that is 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
But your woes don't end there, because as the tentacles wrap around your head, the beak is going to come in the middle and try to just crunch your face off in a
Oh, good.
tactical maneuver.
Well,
However,
oh, sorry.
no, please go ahead.
I was gonna say, how tall is that cliff?
Oh, it's a good, probably. Oh, actually, I have that in numbers. Let me check it for you. Why not? That is a 20-foot drop.
Okay,
All
it's
right.
not bad.
So that's a 17, Trescott. Does that hit you?
That does, unfortunately.
All right. So that is going to be 5 points of piercing damage as the beak just, you're pulling back obviously, but it's just snapping at your face and scores a deep gouge before the creature disengages itself and readies arching back to strike again.
Bugger.
Rurik, you're up.
All right, I shall move forward and take a swing at the Gricks with my sword.
Okay.
And
roll
that's
your
a
attack.
non-natural 20.
Okay, that certainly hits.
Okay, and it takes 11 points of slashing damage.
Yep. All right. That goes down.
And as I swing, I'll yell, "Chew on this!" Ha
So you
Well,
managed to
not
carve
stressed,
a
can't
deep
say
cut
that's-
into the side of its body, and several grotesque, slimy, dark green scales are cut away, exposing like the black flesh within. And it recoils back with this gross gurgling sound.
Nice.
All right,
That's definitely a better one-liner.
time for Grick number 2, unless you're doing anything else.
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so this Grick is going to slide its way up the cliff here, and it will go past you, Trescott, so you get an attack of opportunity.
I will take it.
All right,
Yeah.
roll your
For
attack.
God's sakes.
What is there? 19.
19, that certainly hits. Roll your damage.
Sweet. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 damage.
All right, yeah, you get a massive hack and carve a hunk out of its tail as it lunges forward for Kalen. And Kalen, you see the tentacles coming towards you, but that is actually not great. That is only a 13 to hit.
No!
All right, you managed to
Wait.
dodge out the way because you've seen what just happened to Trescott, and you weren't keen to repeat that fate. So, Phineas, it's your go.
I am just going to. How far away are we? I'm going to basically cast firebolts at the one that just tried to attack Caleb.
All right,
So that is a 17.
that certainly hits.
Cool. And 3 points of damage.
Okay. You cast a fireball,
Great.
and it seems to largely glance off of the firebolt even. Seems to largely glance off the scales of the Grick, but you can see some slight singe marks left on it.
Yeah. And then I think I'm just going to move back just about 10 feet
All
just
right,
to stop myself and just stay there. And yeah.
Kalen,
Sounds
you're
like-
up.
As this Grick is all up in my grill, I'm going to take out my rapier.
All right. Give it the
And I'm
stab.
gonna,
Do it
I'm
for
gonna try to
Reg.
give it the old stabberoo.
All right.
Kalen and melee. What is this?
I know, right? This is a 11.
That does not hit, I'm afraid.
Dang.
You actually land your blow, but again, the thick scales on this thing seem to just deflect your blow away to the side. As its tentacles once again rise, ready to strike.
I'm going to I'm going to use my tumbling fool skill,
That's
You are a
apt.
tumbling
Okay.
fool.
which means as a bonus action I can tumble. When I'm tumbling, I use the following benefits, which is disengaging and dashing, so I can do either or for bonus actions.
Alright.
So I'm gonna disengage from this dude and go hang out beside
All right, so Kalen double taps A and combat rolls away.
basically.
And gets behind Rurik. That Witcher training paid off for Kalen. And yeah, okay, end of your turn.
Yeah.
All right, Trescott, you're up.
Gonna take a swing. I don't really want to waste my rage this early in the cave.
Yeah, I know, it's tricky.
I fucked. It's the 9.
That doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
That
Once
was a
again,
rough.
swing and a miss. You're not used to the heavy weight of the blade of this cleaver yet, and it just slams down into the ground at the side of the Gurk.
Yep. And I can't run, so I'm
All
gonna
right.
stay there.
So, the Grick, seeing you miss your strike and seeing the back of your head look like a absolutely delightful lunch, is going to lunge in and try to wrap around with its tentacles once again. And that is
Please
okay. That's a 6 to hit. That's not going to happen.
Miss.
So it also just misses and slams into the ground next to you and seems to recoil slightly dazed. And
I'm
that
glad
is
we're on the same page.
that is gonna. It's actually gonna skirt around away from you.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
You do not. Oh, actually, yes, you do. Sorry.
It's
Gonna go
now my turn again.
Because yeah, you have another reaction. Sorry, you just.
That's better. 22.
That certainly hits.
Seems like I can only hit in attacks of opportunity.
It's an interesting build, but I'll allow it.
I did 12 damage again.
Okay, yeah. Again, you take a massive hunk out of this thing, and you've nearly cut it in two from two angles now, and it is looking worse for wear. Very much so. It is drenching the ground in this thick, black, viscous blood. It's not a pleasant sight. All right, Rurik, you're up.
Okay. I shall swing at it with my sword. And that's another non-natural 20.
All right, that hits.
And that deals, max damage. That's 15 slashing damage.
You plunge your blade into the center mass of this creature, and apparently appear to puncture whatever black heart it has, and it coils up and slumps dead to the ground.
Nice.
And it is perished.
And then with the rest of my movement, what I'll do is I'll move here and just try and stand between.
In Phineas?
Yes, I forgot your character's name there, Scott. Silly me.
That's fine.
All right.
And that ends my turn.
Okay, so the second Greg, seeing you sidle in between it and its target, is going to lash out at you, Rurik. And that is a... Ooh, that's better. That's an 18 to hit.
Misses.
What? I hate... Fuck your shield, man. You see the tentacles just wrap around the sides of the shield, and you manage to throw it away and almost knock the Grick off balance. And Phineas, it's your turn.
I kind of just yell, "Thank you!" and then fire another firebolt at the Grick.
Mhm.
So that is an 18,
That certainly hits.
and that is a 2.
2?
Yep, 2
Well,
points
ow.
of burning damage.
You seem
are
to
you
hit
doing?
part of its tail and scorch it a little bit, but it doesn't seem to notice.
No.
Alright, Kalen, you're up.
Give him the stab.
Yeah, I'm gonna just move around a little bit, and then I'm going to, yeah, I could go give it the stab, actually. I'm gonna go give it the stab.
Alright, give it the stab.
Might as well keep my rapier out. Never mind, I'm not gonna give it the stab.
What did you
That's
roll?
an 8.
Oh, that doesn't hit.
I'm going to back up and go back to where I was.
Can you
Oh, you
tumbling
back
fool
up?
again, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna tumble
know.
my ass out.
Okay.
The in and the out.
Trescott, please put this fight out of its misery.
I can do that. 5 foot step forward, try to take a swing.
Alright, do it.
Hey, that's 23.
That certainly hits. Do your
Sweet.
damage.
3, 4, 7, and 4 is 11.
11.
Alright, you managed to swing down and actually cleave the beak off of this Grick. and leave it with a severed face as it slumps to the floor. Also dead.
Nice.
All right.
Well,
Nice
then let's-
swinging, Rurik.
Oh, thanks.
So these
Thanks.
two large worm-like corpses lie dead before you, but as you look back over the cliff, you can see that they were guarding a chamber of sorts, and there's some sort of pile of debris or something at the end of it.
Yikes.
Do we want to go check it out?
How high did you
Well-
say the cliff was?
20 feet.
How sheer is the cliff?
Ah, it's fairly sure. Not like
Oh, you could-
0 degrees, maybe like 10. But
We could throw a rope down and get down there pretty easily, I think.
We have Rurik here. He can climb 300 feet.
Shut up, Trescott.
Yeah,
this
Rick. Come on, Rurik.
And it
show
was
us your
desperate.
climbing skills.
We'll need the rope.
I would love to see you fall. Oh my god.
I'm not going to. I'm not that. I don't have that much pride.
Can I find Can I find a decent enough rock to tie a rope to?
yeah, there's enough fallen rocks that there looks to be several sizable boulders jammed into each other on the sides of the walls that you could easily navigate down at either side of the cliff, you think.
Yeah. So I wrap a rope around the thing, rock, and then I throw it down for us to kind of rope down, like rappel
Alright,
down,
yeah,
essentially.
Sure. You can. It's 20 feet. It's really not that hard. You can slide down the rope quite easily.
Do you even take fall damage at 20 feet? Or
Yes,
do
you do.
start taking
It's
fall
one
damage?
1d6 per 10 feet.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll start rappelling down.
All right. So you guys go down there, and
Yeah, I
you
think
head
I'll,
up to the north, and you see that the Grix lair, it would appear, is there's a bunch of discarded, presumably inedible portions of their victims in the back. There's several piles of grisly remains, bones, and what appears to be discarded equipment, and perhaps packs. It's quite the couple of grisly piles there.
I go looking in their packs.
How old do the piles look?
There's none too fresh here. There's make me a medicine check.
13.
There's one that looks like it died recently, as in perhaps in the last few weeks. It's hard to tell with the decomposition of the bodies, but most of it is skeletal remains at this point.
Okay.
Judging by the skeletons, can we tell what race of?
They are a mixture of, you would easily be able to tell, they're a mixture of dwarves, orcs, and a couple of humanoid-looking skeletons.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'd all just be kind of searching through the.
Sure. So you rifle through the equipment and the sort of grisly remains, and eventually you uncover a suit of scale mail, and also piecing together the coins you find in pockets and pouches, you find about 65 gold pieces.
Oh,
Cool.
also,
Does anybody need the scale mail?
No, I'll stick with what I'm wearing.
Should we lug it with us? It seems kind of big and heavy to be carrying around.
I mean, people pay a lot of gold for a suit of armor. I mean, I don't know. It might be worth just taking it to sell it when we get back.
Mm.
sure. I'll put it on my back. My
Alright.
pack.
Trescott is strong.
Yeah. What is your
Do I
strength,
see? Oh, sorry.
Craig?
It's 18, so +4.
You're stronger than I am.
Who's got the rippling biceps now?
Who's got the tight pants now? Oh wait, it's still John.
Wait,
Con-
mine have split off. That's the problem.
Yes, Lauren, what's up?
do I see anything else that might be of value and/or use lying around in the piles?
Make me an investigation check.
Okie dokie. Don't remember what my investigation is. I might as well not even roll. I got a 9.
No.
Great.
I do feel sorry for Loren sometimes, but it's also quite funny.
It's
so-
fucking hilarious.
It's comically
It's-
bad.
How are
it's
you
like-
bad at rolling a dice? What
I know
is
it,
that?
it's like I wish I could just be like memeing and like not being real, but like it's a legitimate like
It's an
just really-
affliction.
It is an affliction. Do you know what Scott said when he joined the group? He said, "Yeah, I watched some of your D&D, and Always Turtles seems to roll quite badly."
You're just bad at
the
rolling.
first he
like-
ever saw the show, his first take was, "Man, Loren's bad at D&D."
Like the Will Wheaton of this party. It's like insane.
Well,
Okay,
doesn't
yeah.
seem to be anything down here. Let's
No,
find another way.
All right. You climbing
keep
back up?
going.
Yeah, back up the
So you climb back up, and now you're only a short distance away from the iron door at the
I
eastern end of
collect
the
my rope,
chamber.
by the way.
You collect your rope.
Okay.
To the door.
Before we can we just take a wee look at the door before we get close to it?
Of course. So cut into the cavern wall is a small but strong-looking door of iron plates, clearly reinforced. It's about 5.5 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and heavy rivets stud its surface. A tarnished silver rune, Craig, make me a history check, gleams on the door's rusted face.
History 13.
That is... Oh, actually, you have advantage in this.
Oh,
That's your-
That has to do with dwarven smithy.
that's a natural 20.
Is it really?
Hey.
All right.
Yeah.
You would recognize this. You have a flash of memory from tales you were told as a wee bairn that this is the legendary smith Durgaden's smith mark. His hallmark. So if anybody doesn't know what smith mark is, like a hallmark that you press onto any equipment you made.
Oh boy. That might be something quite grand beyond this door. And I'll basically kind of relate the tale. What did you say this guy's name was? Sorry.
Durgaden.
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 So I'll just kind of
Durgaden.
relate that
I'll
Durgaden's
post it in the
like-
chat for you all.
Okay, I'll just relate that Durgaden's like the boy when it comes to smithing, and that's his mark. So yeah. Well, perhaps before we open the door, maybe we should just give it a once over, just for any sort of traps or mechanisms. If he was as grand a smith as they say, he might have, booby trapped his workshop or something like that. So essentially, I would like to check the door for traps. If that's all right with you, DM. I don't like being that guy who
No,
always
that's absolutely fine. Make a investigation check.
okay.
I would like to do the one thing every D&D
Phineas, do you feel
does
anything
ever.
magical on this door?
I got a 19 for my
Oh,
investigation.
never mind. That might work.
From your looking at it and your knowledge of mechanics from the vagaries of dwarven craft that you know, it doesn't appear to hold any traps. It certainly has a very intricate locking mechanism on it, though.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right. I'll hold my hand out to the doorknob. Does anyone object? Or is there even a doorknob actually?
There's a wrought iron handle carved into the door
All right. I shall
with a
grab the-
keyhole underneath it.
I bet it's locked. I try the handle.
It opens. There's
Okay.
a million gold. No, it's locked.
Oh.
Oh fuck's sake!
Got him.
Can I attempt to unlock it?
You might
absolutely
have
can.
trouble picking this lock, Galen, but
I
Well,
bet you any
okay.
money. Yeah, a door this complicated, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, thieves tool check.
Mm-hmm.
Not 20. Come on. Ooh, it's not bad.
Thieves' tools using dexterity, please.
22.
With a series of resounding clicks and Kaelin hard at work,
Nice.
you hear the mechanism unlock.
oh boy.
The first roll she ever did.
Yeah, that's my first good roll today. Ooh,
Great job, Caleb.
whew, that
What
one
in?
was a tough one. Holy. I've never seen something like this before. All right, I opened the door.
All right, you open the door and it appears to lead into a short corridor with a staircase leading upwards. A steep staircase that you can see.
All right. Let's head in.
I'll let the big boy go
Does the
first.
door make a big sound when it opens, or does it just kind of just open slowly?
It makes a
Like,
normal amount
no,
of creaking.
No, but like
Makes
it's
door
not like
noise.
a big booming sound when it opens.
Oh yeah, that's the
That's the
C4
iron
going
door.
off behind it.
Okay.
No, it's it makes a scraping against the floor noise. You can tell this door isn't opened that often. But,
Okay.
nothing noteworthy.
I mean, it's a big iron door. It
Okay.
probably makes noise.
Yeah.
Good-douche. All right.
So there's
what's
a
up the
steep
stairs?
staircase going upwards. You can't see from here.
Oops, sorry.
I will let the big boys go first.
I will start walking up the stairs.
Right. Anyway, as you guys ascend the staircase, we'll place yourselves on the map because you find yourselves reaching the top of the staircase, and the stairs end at an entrance to an octagonal chamber. The floor is inlaid with cracked, dusty blue tiles, much unlike anything you've seen in Khundrukar so far. The walls are dressed with polished marble, large doors of iron-bound oak. I love saying the word oak. Exit to the northwest and the northeast. 3 cast bronze statues, almost 10 feet tall, stand by the west, north, and east walls. Each depict an armed dwarf. The eastern and western ones carry axes and shields, and the center one is armed with 2 axes. The ceiling rises in a dome almost 30 feet above the floor. From somewhere in the distance, make me a perception check.
All of us?
Somebody can do it with an advantage. Somebody choose.
Mine's not good. There should probably be someone else.
I don't have a bonus on perception.
I'm just going to
Go,
name
Kaelan,
someone. I'm going to name someone. Kaelan, perception with advantage.
Yeah, you would, because
Yeah, 'cause you
know
suck.
we're all shite. I rolled with advantage a 2 and a 4. I got a 5.
Wow.
There is some sort of din coming from further. It's a regular beating noise, but you can't quite tell what it is.
You picked the hardest door ever.
Amazing.
We're in fucking Moria now, boys.
All right. The statues. Can I take a close look at them? See if there's any names inscribed on them or anything like that.
Yes. Make me. Are you just overall inspecting?
Yeah,
the
just
statue?
like passing and admiring the craftsmanship, seeing if there's anything
Sure.
recognizable about
Make
them.
me a perception check.
Connor just doesn't know what to do with himself anymore.
That's 14.
Okay, well, you can see that the statues are exactly as I described. They are well-carved stone statues of these dwarven figures. However, you can notice on the floor around them, and in the entire room in general, that there is not the familiar layer of dust and debris. People have recently been in this room.
Okay. I relate that to my companions.
Okay.
Well, now what? Should we just try a door?
I think that's our best bet.
So there
at
was,
this point.
sorry, just there was where were the doors again?
They are to the northeast and the northwest.
Oh, there's no. Okay. Can I go? I think I'd probably go up to the northwest door and just kind of put my ear to it.
Okay. You put your ear onto it. Make a perception roll.
That's a nat 20.
Nice.
That is a natural 20. Let me just check the... Okay, so you can hear now that the hammering of an anvil is the noise that you previously heard, and it appears to be coming from the east, but directly through this door, you can't hear anything at all.
Okay. I kind of relay that back to the party.
However, Scott, as you're taking a step away, you do notice there are several score marks on the door, almost as though there's been a fight in here at some point.
Okay, on that northwest door.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I kind of just relay that back to the party, and so anvil sounds coming from the northeast.
Anvil sounds coming from the east, sorry.
The east.
Just
okay.
the east generally, no specific direction.
Okay.
Looking to find things, or are we looking to not find things? Is my question.
Well, I imagine that ringing sound is probably the dark dwarves at work.
The door guard.
Yes.
Do we want to find them?
Well, perhaps we should, rather than heading directly towards them, have a look around to see what the general layout of the place is before we make any decisions. So I would say the northwest door to start with.
Fair enough.
I would probably agree.
All right.
Okay, so you're gonna open this door here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're going to pull on the door. Who's pulling on the door?
I'll pull on the
Rurik.
door. Whole hog. Let's
As
go.
you whole hog pull on the
Oh,
door,
Jesus.
you hear insanely loud, because it's right behind you, scraping noise as the 2 statues' axes swing towards you. The statue held in the left hand of the statue on the left, and the right axe of the central statue swing towards you. And these actually make attack rolls, which is pretty cool. And these are... Okay, the first one is that is a 20 to hit, unnatural.
Okay, that hits.
Alright, and that is for... Sorry, let me find my d8s. I never use d8s. That is for... 11 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
And the second axe is a natural 20. And because it's a weapon attack, it crits. That is... Okay, that is 11 and 7, so 18 points of slashing damage.
Oh,
As the stone axes slam into the back of your armor, and while they don't actually pierce your armor, you feel a crunching sound from your back as you are slammed forward into the wall, and you are left bloodied and dazed.
oh my gosh.
And the axes slowly creak back into positions on the statues.
I would, I think in reaction to that, I would like, between the bursts of pain, just like call out in Dwarven, like, stop! I'm a dwarf!
Nothing seems to
Nothing happens? Alright, okay. Oh my god! No!
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think we're gonna have to be a little more careful of
Was that as soon as I touched the door?
When you pulled on the handle, it seemed to strike.
Oh my. Oh.
maybe there is correct and incorrect doors. I don't know.
Perhaps we can try to open them from a distance.
I have an idea.
I,
Rubik, get away from the door. Come
Wait,
back
but
here.
before, okay, I'll move away from the door. Before we go do anything else, I need to heal myself.
okay, I'll wait till Rook backs away.
I think.
I have an idea.
Well, I think I'm just going to drink my greater healing potion. So that's 4d4 plus 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 second. Oh, not great. 7 plus 4, 11 points of healing.
All right.
And then I'm also just going to... I'll use 15 points of lay on hands.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you see Rurik down a healing potion and then just clasp his hand, and you see a silvery white light envelop him, and his wounds appear to close, at least for now. You see him stand up a little straighter and kind of blink back to alertness.
I think Finn has kind of been watching this and he goes, Rurik, can you just back away?
Yes, I.
And I would like to use Mage Hand and try and pull on the door handle.
All right, as you do, both axes swing in again and then slowly creak back into
But the
place.
door doesn't open.
No.
Okay.
Huh.
Oh my god, is there not actually another chamber on the other side and it's just a door?
Wait. Try just turning the other... Don't open it. But just try the other door handle. See if the same thing happens to the other statues.
Okay, I do the same with the other hand.
Yep. That time, those two statues, so the one with the two axes swings the other way, and the one with the axe in his right hand swings down, slams straight into the door. And suddenly, Phineas, you realize that's where the skull marks in the door are from.
Ah.
Ugh. I hate traps and... Oh, Jesus.
Try the other doors. See which one's the correct one.
We just tried both doors.
Oh, I thought that's sorry. Try the third door then. Make sure that one doesn't get.
Is there a third door?
No, there's two doors to the northwest and the northeast.
Oh.
So
All right, so look,
Kalen's busy eating peyote in the corner of that. Just open your mind's door, man.
There's gotta be a way out of here, right? Like.
well, why? There seems to be some sort of mechanism that when you turn the door handle, that it moves the statues, right? That's what it seems to be. Is there a way we can disable that mechanism? Perhaps, I don't know. Is there a switch? A big red button? A big button on the back of the dwarven statues? Can I have a look for that?
Yeah,
Like,
can I
help him?
go and do them? Yeah.
Oh yeah, what are you trying to do?
I'm just looking at do I want to touch the statue? Yeah, I would kind of look for any imperfections in the statues themselves that might indicate a switch.
Okay,
or
sure.
something.
Yeah, make me an investigation check as you are
Okay.
investigating.
Investigation, not great. That's 7.
Yeah, you can't really figure out how these are working particularly. While you are dwarven, you are no stonesmith, and you can't really figure out what's going on with them.
Nope, I have no ideas. Nope, that's it. Dead end. Party's over.
So
Well, I will reiterate to you, just in case you've forgotten, that the dust on the floor was quite visibly recently disturbed.
Got to be a way somewhere. We heard that there's there's noise coming out of here, so it's gotta be.
Yeah, the
coming
noise
out of
rings
somewhere.
out to the east, directly east.
Okay, can I go look east to see if there's any secret passageways or entrances?
You certainly can. So you're going to the east wall,
I regret
right?
everything, but sure, let's do it.
You're going to the east. You died. No. Okay, so you're going to the east wall, right? Are you going behind the eastern statue?
I will try to do that carefully without pissing off the statue.
Make me a perception check behind the eastern statue.
Oh, I'm sure his check will be great. Oh my god, unnatural 20.
All right. Doing well with your rolls today.
I do the ones that count.
You're inspecting all around the back of the eastern statue, and suddenly it twigs in your mind when looking at the wall. One of these bricks is not like the other. It appears to stick out some indiscernible amount.
I kind of like wave over to Finn, and I go, "Can I borrow your floaty hand for a moment?"
Okay. And just kind of like hovers over, I guess.
I kind of point over to that brick that's like sticking out really weirdly, and I say,
Okay.
"Can you push or pull on that?"
Yeah. I'm assuming if Kaelin's moved away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
You
Out of
mage
the way.
handed and push the stone.
Yeah.
And the wall actually folds backwards to reveal a staircase going downwards. That leads to another door.
That we can hear sound coming from.
You can just hear a ringing of an anvil striking to the east. It is
Okay.
quite a faint sound at this distance.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have to go towards the noise.
Well, so much for that.
Well, get us away from these statues. They seem to do quite a bit of damage to Rurik.
Mm.
So you
I
go
think
down the
they did.
staircase.
Yeah, that's what it seems like I'm doing.
Alright, well, Rurik, as you get halfway down the staircase,
Oh my gosh.
an unusual sounding voice calls out in Dwarven, saying, "Alert! Alert! Intruders approach!"
Classic spell.
What the hell is this red alert? What the?
Only
Hello, hello, hello.
hello, hello. Only Rurik understood
Hmm.
what it called out.
I would call out back in Dwarven, peace, peace. It's friends who approach. Does that
There
even-
are scurrying sounds beyond the door. And all of a sudden a voice rings out, a harsh sounding guttural voice says, "Go back the way you came. This is the only warning you'll get."
How the heck did they know we were here?
The big banging of the doors, probably.
did that voice sound it's kind of a strange question.
That
Drugarian.
voice was
Yeah.
speaking common, I will say.
It's speaking common. All right, okay. I thought it was speaking Dwarvish. Yeah. Why should we turn back? We've come to
Chat.
Parlay.
aye parley. You speak pirate?
This is our land. We'll defend it, you'll die. There's a lot of us in here.
Did it sound like there were a lot of them in there?
Make a perception check.
Or did it sound like one guy beating on an anvil?
This is
Hey, that's not bad. Oh, I don't have any pluses. That's a 13.
You can only hear one voice. But you can hear the shuffling of at least a few.
Hmm.
Well, there might be a lot of you in there, but there's a lot of us out here as well. So, look, why don't we? Who am I talking to here?
I'm not interested in talking to you. Not unless you got something for me.
Well, what would you be after?
Ugh. You're a dwarf, aren't you? You
Aye.
know what we trade in. Same as the surface dwellers.
He wants gold.
Thank you for the specification.
You come through this door, we'll kill you. I've warned you.
How much gold do you need, good sir?
What the hell are you? You brought, what, the Crown Prince of Rule down here?
No, just a scholar.
Alright, there's no use for scholars down here, lad. Oh no, we like gutting scholars down here, don't we, boys? And this time you hear a couple, way, coming from behind him.
They just speak in French.
Way, haha.
Fetch a levash.
I knew Duergar
Je
was
suis
French.
de regard. We are all working for the Crown Prince. They don't say that.
Oh dear. Well, I mean, there's only one way to go. This is it. We have to go through.
Fight this many Duergar? I don't even know what Duergar do.
Yeah.
I mean, they're nasty dwarves, basically. So imagine me, but not in this friendly.
Oh, if they're all as
charismatic
nasty as you,
shell.
we're doomed.
What? Look,
They said they'll trade in gold. How much gold do they need or want?
Oh,
well, I mean, how much gold do you want? Is that what you're asking for? If we pay you, would you let us in? Or are you just telling us to?
How much you offering?
How much have you got, Phineas?
We found 60.
I can help you. They got gold, lads. I can help you. We can help you.
can I insight check that? I don't know if I can, but
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Because it's technically their door. I feel like he's full of shit.
Can I quickly move over to Phineas? Just like stand next to him.
Yeah, of course.
Can
Got
I,
a 6.
can I Phineas, do you have any way of making an illusion?
Hold on. Let me actually just check my spell book.
Caleb.
I do have minor illusion as a cantrip.
All right.
So do I actually.
Give it the illusion of like lots of bags of gold, right? Just like that satisfying chink a bag of gold makes when it hits the floor.
Okay.
Like that. See,
Okay.
maybe that'll convince him.
I mean, alternatively, if they do that, and if I do this and they don't see gold, then they will want to kill us.
What are you doing back there? You might be counting my gold.
That's what
Here's 100 gold.
I have 100 gold.
Here's 100 gold.
I just like I'm whispering to Rurik for that. I'm like, I have 100 gold, Rurik.
Oh yeah, this guy's just shouting through the door. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not trading with Duragar if that's what's beyond the store. If it is, they're dead. We'll kill them. My moral convictions will not allow me to deal with them, I'm afraid. I am bottlenecked into the situation, I'm afraid.
You just see him just kind of sigh. And then he like.
Can we use it to catch him off guard at the very least?
Well, and then what I'll do is like you just when you say that, I like, hold out my hand and you just see, like I guess you just start hearing like chinkling sounds.
Yeah,
like
sure. You create the sound of clinking coins.
Yeah.
I can hear it. Is that my
Aye,
gold?
brothers, we got more than 100.
I'm no brother of yours, pal. We both know what you are.
Well, we've got lots of gold for you.
Right, gives 100 gold. I can help you. I know everything down here. Me and my boys, we know everything. Well,
I'll
gives
just
100 gold.
Rurik.
I'll just
Rurik,
nod at Kaelin to like chuck the gold.
Rurik, do we have...
It's a closed door between you two.
Yeah, just chuck the bag at the door. Like the illusion, the fake bag.
Rurik, I killed people I didn't want to kill. Well, not didn't want to, but I've never killed people before. Do we have to kill these people?
Aye, probably.
What if he's being genuine?
Well,
What happens if he's not?
What if he's not? Then we kill them.
let's just see how it. Just give it. You manifest the gold, and just throw it.
Kaelin, just as an aside, I'm sorry. Before this happens, because I don't want to go in without. Can I have one of your healing potions? I was trying to find a good way to interject, but I couldn't, so I just had to outright ask it.
Can I actually?
Slam a potion.
Can I take 100 gold out of my thing? And even though I've got like making that thing, and just like throw it in front of the door.
What, you want to throw an actual pouch of 100 gold to the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So it makes quite a resounding thud against the door.
yeah.
He goes, what's that? When you fall down the stairs?
It's the gold.
Bring
That
it
was the
in.
gold.
No weapons. Bring it in. You can open the door. It's not locked.
Wait, you open the door from
Yeah.
your side.
I don't trust you.
We don't.
We don't trust you.
Well, we're the ones in here, and we got what you want. So, balls in your court, pal.
But you just said that we have gold and you want gold.
I gives 100 gold.
I've just.
Just open the door, damn it.
Dennis,
Bring
mate,
it in. Bring it
Use
in.
the hand.
Okay,
Use
so
the hand.
Tresca,
I,
open the door.
okay. I use mage hand and open the door.
All right, you open the door. You reveal a large, grand stone hall, actually. That's easily a 35-foot hall, leading all the way up to some sort of throne at the back. And you see now that hastily backing away, there are 3 Duragar brandishing javelins, looking rather nervous. Goes, right, come in. Here's the gold.
I will step into the chamber.
I step in and I pick up the gold sack as I'm walking in.
If I walk in, can I look around? Do I see any more Dubois in the room besides those 3?
No, you do see there are alcoves, 2 on both the north and south sides of the room that lead to doors. Other than that, you are alone in this room. Goes, who are you anyway? Eh? Why don't you speak up?
Does it matter?
I don't want to be dealing with anyone who is going to be turning us in after.
Turning you into who?
There's plenty of people in charge down here. Lads, you'll learn. I know a lot about down here, I'll tell you, if you give us the gold and let's go.
I can barely understand what this guy is saying.
Here's the gold, let us go. I'll tell you what's going on down here.
What do you mean, let us go? Are you trapped in here?
Well, we'd like to leave past you. I don't think you'll be letting us do that otherwise.
What is preventing you from leaving?
Us.
You.
All right,
No, I mean
knew
besides
dance.
us.
Well, nothing, that's why I'm saying let us go.
Well, clearly, if you wanted to go, you could have left. There's something else that has kept you down here.
But you weren't here then.
Didn't you just say that you were gonna kill us if we walked through the door, but now you want us to
Well, I was
leave?
going to kill you before you're going to give us gold. I think that nobody gets hurt that way. We don't have to kill you. You can learn some things. We'll help you out. I don't give a rat's ass about any of these lot. He kind of gestures back towards the back wall. You can do whatever you want with them. Just let us go.
What? With them?
You do whatever you want.
With who?
Well, it's not just us 3 down here, is it?
How many of you are down here?
Well, that's information that you'll be paying for.
Okay, I'll kind of take a gold coins and like, is it just single gold coins? It's not like 20 value or anything like that.
No, single gold coins are 1 GP.
Okay, I'll kind of, I don't know, throw 5 GP to the area and be like, how many of you are down there?
What's
Down
that?
here.
No, give us 100 gold. I'll tell you everything.
Well,
I wanna. Sorry.
So go.
I just want to look at what Rorik's composure is right now.
Stern, I guess. Scowling, one hand resting on the hilt of my sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just told us that you are worried about us blocking your exit. Doesn't that mean you should tell us how many of you are down here? Our price can actually probably go up for how many people are down here.
Listen. Alright. I'll tell you, there's a handful more down here. Some of them are crazy, though. Crazy. Not like Garrett. I'm... Just let us go, alright?
Garrett. Wasn't that one of the names on the tombstone, or am I crazy?
No, it wasn't.
All
That
right,
was-
never
that was
mind.
Garen.
Just kidding.
That was Garrun, yeah.
Apologies.
Listen. Alright. We got off on the wrong foot, alright? But no need for blood. Listen, my name's Garrett. I know everything down here, I know everything. You just give us the money, I'll tell you. I don't have any loyalty to these people, do I? Let's go. And his
I think-
teammates are kind of like still nervously brandishing javelins at you.
You seem awful worried to be living down here.
Whoa. Things have been alright until recently, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
And then things have gone a bit south. And now
Think
we
of
don't
this.
have, since the orcs and you lot, we don't have anything to pay and it's getting bad and we need to get out of here.
To pay. So who?
I can't
who?
say anymore, you gotta give us the gold.
And what do you plan to do once you leave this place?
I don't know, find another shaft, find another mine, another colony. I know plenty of people, I've got a lot of contacts. We'll be fine, don't you worry about us, pal. You just let us out of here and give us the gold.
I think at this point, Finn probably just had this really exasperated look on his face and probably just, I don't know, like use Mage Hand and grab the coin pouch out of Trescott's hand and just like
Trescott, are you trying to resist that?
No.
Right.
and just kind of put it 10 feet there, just in front of the dwarf.
Alright, pal, I don't bite, but fucking hell, like. He goes and picks it up.
Yeah. Okay, there's the gold. Now tell us what you know.
Alright, he starts approaching the party, and his two friends sort of back him up as well.
Do
That's
they-
far enough.
When he starts approaching, do they still have their javelins out?
Yeah, but they're no longer brandishing them, they're just holding them.
Okay.
That's far enough, I would say.
Alright. Well, don't go to the north. Alright. That's bad stuff up there. Bad magic. There's undead and I don't know much of that sort of occult stuff, but awful things. There's more of that as well to the southwest. Don't go in there either. Best thing you could do is turn around and leave.
So there's cultists. Are they human cultists?
No, cultist. Worse. The dead. They don't stay dead here for long. The rumor has it an old dwarf king is buried in the room to the north. We don't go in there. Those who do don't return.
And there are other Durgar, or is it just your group?
No, there's others. But they're all the same group, I guess, but... there's Snothervin still trying to work the forges. You'll find him to the south across the river.
You said there were insane ones?
Aye. I think anybody still trying to work the forges is mad. Namiri's down here too.
Who's
Ugh,
that?
she's a dark one. Be careful of her.
Where's she?
She's one of the leaders here. You'll find her behind the throne room. In Durgan's old chambers.
And you're trying to leave because you're not with her anymore, or what is?
Pal, I'm trying to
Where is
leave
it?
because I'm looking out for my own hide. That of me and my friends. I've always dealt between colonies. I've got contacts. Your gold will buy me safe passage there.
Who did you say the person still trying to smith was again?
Snothervin. Snothervin.
What is he trying to make, or does he just make
Ah,
stuff?
Weapons and the like. Trying to reclaim the Forge's old glory, but he's a mad old bastard. You'd be doing him a
What's,
favour putting him down. Be careful though, he's got some of the magic.
What happened to cause these undead and occult? Like, was there anything that happened in particular, or
I
did it
don't
just?
know, pal. These are old forgers. I've never been here that long.
I thought you said you knew everything.
I know everything down here right now. Don't know why or what is here.
Is there any artifacts or any other things that we should know about down here?
Oh, aye. You might find yourself in the
deepest, darkest ports of Khundrukar, well, you'd be best to not go there.
Because?
I've only heard rumor and foul noises. But I'm fairly sure some of the leaders here, they pay tribute to whatever's down there, so it leaves us alone.
It leaves you alone? You don't know what it is?
I don't know, laddie, even. I get confused sometimes.
It's fine. I get that a lot.
It makes sense. But you do your best staying out of there.
Alright. Anything else?
Not that
So,
comes to
yeah.
mind. He kind of
So,
grins at you
yeah.
with this black-toothed, gapped grin.
So we have the leader behind the throne room. We have crazy people everywhere else.
Old Dwarf King buried in a room to the north. Don't
To
go
the
in
north,
there.
yeah.
Snorri.
Don't go into anywhere is basically what he just said.
Don't go north. Don't go southwest. Don't go behind the throne room. Don't go to the deepest parts.
Oh, you can go where you like, pal. I'm merely giving you advice. Best thing you could do is turn around and leave.
Unfortunately, we can't. So, yeah. And I think Finn just kind of moves out the way of the door. Just like,
I also move out of the way.
Alright. Kind of gives you all one last glance, and then him and his companions start to make their way up the staircase. You all just letting them leave?
Trescott wouldn't. Trescott would be watching Rurik. He's ready to chomp at the bit, but he's not going to make the first move.
As they begin to pass between us, I would hold up a hand and say, "You're not leaving," and I would draw my sword.
Oh shit!
What are the rest of you doing?
I draw it. I'm right with Rurik.
Right. I would have known better than to thrust surface kin.
He spits on the ground and draws his sword as the other two back away. Alright. Everybody, roll initiative.
We had it in the bag, Rurik.
it was.
I'm sorry, my conscience compels me.
I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Your deity compels you.
I rolled an unnatural 20.
I got a 10.
You should be able to overwrite your initiatives in the turn order.
I don't have a
No, they're not
picture.
there.
That is a 16.
You don't have a picture in there, really?
No.
No, I think you'll need to re-add us or delete your old turn
Alright,
order. or
Yeah,
something.
I've cleared it. Alright. So, Garrod will be acting separately to his companions. Alright. So, roll your initiatives, put them in the tracker.
Oof.
Done and done.
I liked how we had this big whole conversation. Then we were like, fuck it, we'll kill him.
If it was just Rick doing it, then I could have done something about it, but now I cannot.
No, I saw Rurik's mental aptitude failing, and I was like, all right, if you're going, I'm going.
Okay.
Alright. Just check stuff. Okay, cool.
Oh, I'm not going. First. No.
So, Kalen, you're up. As you are face to face with Garrod, who has drawn his warhammer.
I look at Ruvik kind of disappointingly and I go, "Really? Right now?" I am assuming you don't react.
Yes. Right now.
Bloody freaking hell. I take out my rapier and I swing the guy in front of me, I guess.
Alright. So you make an attack with your rapier at Garrod. Roll it.
Natural 20.
That certainly
Wow.
hits. Roll your crit
Yay.
damage.
D8. I have an haven't used that in forever. Okay. 11 damage.
Okay, yeah, that's certainly a strong strike. As you stab forward with your rapier, as he's drawing his warhammer, you catch him perfectly in the underarm bit of armor where it's weaker, and you pierce through. Jester goes, "Ah, traitorous swine!" as he's drawing his warhammer, but there is heavy blood flowing down one side of him now.
I'm gonna just move up a little bit, and then I'll be the end of my turn.
All right.
These Duergar look quite old. Maybe that's just Duergar in general.
I think they're
Duergar
all
don't look
back
great.
there.
Yeah, Duergar don't look great. All right, Trescott, you're up.
I'm going to say, don't talk bad about my friends. And I don't know. I was just trying to figure out a way. I'm gonna rage, which hasn't happened before. So I thought that's cool. So I'm gonna rage, and what happens is around me in a 10-foot radius around me, you start seeing a culmination of a little mist travel around me, and then it starts getting a little thicker and thicker, and it's almost like, I'm not going to say a torrent of waves, but there is definitely, like, I'll call it swelling of seas that are kind of surrounding me, not...
All right, so the soaring mists surround Trescott. What would you like to do?
I'm just going to take a big old swing at this wonderful fellow in front of me.
All right, make your attack.
I have to wait to do anything cool next turn because it's a bonus action. Fuck. That is only a 12.
That does not hit, I'm afraid.
So cool.
I know, and I'm gonna just go in there. I'm not running away from battle. I'm just reorganizing myself.
Okay.
Doing
So-
the paperwork.
It's time
Yes.
for our Duergar spy friend's turn. And he goes, "Ah,
You shouldn't have messed with us. We're leaving peacefully.
And as he does, you see this red magic flow over him as he increases in size dramatically.
Oh God.
And then he's going to swing his warhammer down towards you, Rurik. And the first
Hope
one
you're happy.
is 19.
19 hits.
All right, that is... Ooh, enlarged does good things.
It does.
Okay, so that is... 11 points of crushing damage.
Oof.
Get crushed.
And then he's going to swing back with his warhammer, hammering down on your armor once again for... yeah, that's a 7. That doesn't hit. So, yeah, his blow lands on your armor, and you just about get your shield up to deflect the next. But that is going to be... Actually, he's going to then take a bonus action and take an evasive nature and back away behind his friends. And he is disengaged, so you do not get reaction attacks.
Okay.
All right,
You coward.
Phineas, you're up.
Phineas is just kind of looking in amazement at Rurik, being like, "We need to have a serious talk after this." And he's just gonna cast.
We're gonna talk
Yeah.
about this later.
I am going to cast Scorching Ray.
Okay, at who?
At one tire or several tires. I'm just going to fire them all at the old guy.
Okay.
Big boy.
So that is an 8.
That does not hit.
No, that's it. And then I am going.
Don't you hit for every bolt
Yeah,
though?
Scorching
Yeah,
Ray.
Oh, you do?
attack
Oh, okay,
for every
sorry.
single ray.
Oh, thank God for that.
That lovely.
That is a 16,
That hits.
and that is a 22.
That also hits.
Okay, so then 2d6 fire damage. So do you just want me to roll for both individuals, or just what 2d6?
Roll the damage together. Just do it.
6, 8, 13, and 14.
Nice.
I think Scott needs to get a dice tray for the next session.
Yeah, I think so. Oh my goodness.
Cha-chung, cha-chung.
It's authentic.
So the first ray splits wide, but then the next two catch him in the chest, igniting some of his leather armor. You see him desperately padding it out on his enlarged size. But that is the end of your turn. Are you doing something else?
I'm going to move just so I'm standing kind of behind Trescott a little bit.
All right.
And behind Brawl.
So, these two are both going to still surge with the red magic you saw on Garrett, and they are also going to increase in size and then they are going to throw the javelins held in their hand towards... Where are they going to throw them? They will throw... The top one will go towards you, Rurik, and the bottom will go towards you, Trescott. So the top one is a... Ooh, that's actually pretty good. That's a 22.
22 hits.
Alright, and you take...
This is what you get.
You take 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And Trescott, your javelin is... Ooh, even better. That's a 24.
Yeah, that hits.
And you take 11 points of piercing damage.
Cool.
And then you see them both draw what appears to be some sort of like Warhammer-style weapon, a war pick, you could say. And they will move forwards to engage you guys. And end their turn. Rurik, you're up.
Okay. I will move one step down here, and then swing at the Duergar to my north with my
Okay.
sword. So that's 17.
That hits.
Okay.
Oops. Don't mind me, just posting javelin attacks in the chat.
I'm going to.
Jazz.
So first for the sword damage, that's 10 points of slashing damage, and then
Yep, so
In-
you rend open a bit of his
Divine
scale
Smite.
in my divine anger, I shall use a divine smite here.
Sorry,
By
Craig,
the
which one
whole-
are you swinging at here?
Sorry, it's the one to the north.
Okay.
So that's 10 points of slashing damage, and then 14 points of radiant damage.
Okay, so as you swing and your strike lands, a bright flash of purple appears where the wound opens. Kalen, you'd see this. I'd say the others wouldn't. But Rurik, you're slightly taken aback by the effect of your divine smite. So how much was the total damage?
24 altogether.
Wow. So yeah, you nearly cut this dwarf in half. He is staggering under the weight of your blow there.
Okay, that ends my turn.
All right. So,
Purple, eh?
Kalen, you're up.
All right. I'm going to look at the old man in the back, and I'm going to start to conjure a hold person spell.
Okay. What
So
throw does
I
that
bel-
require?
I believe it's a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, it was
okay.
against Layson.
That is,
Sorry, Joe.
oh wow, that's not good. That's a 7.
Yes. So he's paralyzed.
All right, you see him just freeze up in motion and just hold still.
Give myself the dot of concentration. So he's going to be paralyzed. He gets to make a
I'll
save
give him
on
the
his
snail of being held.
So yeah, at the end of his turn, he gets to make another wisdom save to try to break it, but
Okay.
he can't basically do anything.
All right, Trescott, you're up.
So, first things first, as a bonus action, I can invoke my storm aura of the sea, and you have to make the person in front of me, the Duergar, has to make a dexterity saving throw
Okay.
because he is about to get.
Oh, that's a
zapped.
natural 20.
Cool. He still takes 1 lightning damage.
Oof. All right.
And with my
You
actual
singed
action,
part of his beard with a small spark.
yeah.
Not my beard.
with my action, I'm going to recklessly attack the gentleman in front of me.
All right, you go for it.
Swack. I go. Swack. All right, that's a lot better. I rolled a 5 the first time, 18 the second time.
That certainly hits.
Yeah, the total is 24 or something.
Reckless attack doesn't add up, it's just advantage.
Oh, right. Oh, I mean the plus. It was 18
Pluses.
plus.
Oh, right, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. 3, 6, 9, and 4 is 13.
All right.
13.
You got him. Well, you didn't, but you know.
Sweet.
You cut into his side, taking a hefty blow at him. You don't quite pierce his armor, but you can see the dent in it, and you can see the wind smashed out of him. And it is now
Awesome.
Garrett's turn, who is paralyzed. He's going to try to make a save to break it. And he actually just rolls a 19. Does that break?
Yeah, yep, that's
All right.
that's perfect.
So you see him slowly reanimate and shake back to life, but that is the end of his turn. So, Phineas, you're up.
Phineas is just going to cast Firebolt at the one that Rurik's engaged
All right.
with.
You go for it.
That is a 18,
That certainly hits.
and that is 10 points of damage.
Alright, your fire blast just gets him straight in the chest, and you see him just reel over backwards, still smoldering from the impact, but he is very dead.
God.
I would say after Phineas does that, Rurik would almost turn with a snarl to him before looking towards the next.
Wow.
During,
Snarl at Phineas?
yeah, it's not like an actual like lion snarl, but like a
It's like a mad
angry
you
skull.
You're like, how did you take that kill
Yeah,
from me,
yeah.
kill stealer? Love it.
Alright, the Durgar that Trescott is fighting is going to swing at him with his war pick. Bear in mind it is in an enlarged
He
state.
gets
The first
advantage.
Oh, he does because you're reckless. That's true. I just saved him because he rolled a 2. The second
Now he
attack
rolls another
is a
2.
19.
That
Thanks,
hits.
John.
All right. So the first one is going to be.
Raging, it's
that's
fine.
8.
They say that.
That is 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then with his next attack, that is a natural 20 on the first roll. Don't even have to re-roll. That is 11, 24, 27 points of piercing damage. Enlarge is good.
Ooh.
13.
Yep.
Good thing you're a barb.
Okay.
All right,
I'm,
and
not
yeah, he's just
looking
gonna
good.
grin at you with the same black-toothed maw, and pass his turn. Rurik, you're up.
Okay.
That javelin actually would have knocked me out in one hit.
I
Amazing.
will swing at the enlarged Duragar, and I just hit Trascott with my sword. That's 15.
That does not hit. He manages to deflect it with his armored shoulder.
Oh, bugger it. I'll take one step forward and my
He's
turn.
visibly wearing heavier armor than Garrett, who you were speaking to.
Okay.
All right, Kaelin, you're up.
I'm gonna take a bow shot at Garrett
Okay.
over there. Do, do, do. That's a 21.
That certainly hits.
Do, do, do. God, 4 damage.
All right, you do land a bow shot. It seems to stick into his armor, and you see a small trickle of blood coming out, but it looks like the arrow didn't fully find purchase, but he is reeling a little bit on his feet right now.
I'm gonna give bardic inspiration to Trescott here.
Thanks.
Basically tell him, try once more. You can do it. There we go. It's my bardic inspiration.
Hey, thanks.
Couldn't think of anything clever. Sorry.
All right.
I'm reeing because of fucking Rurik right now.
Prescott, you're up.
I will use your help. Thank you. And I'm just going to take a big old meaty swing at this guy.
All right.
And I'm going to use the inspiration. Because I didn't roll that great. Is it a d6 at this level?
Yeah.
D6 at this level, eh? So, hey, that's not bad. That's a 3. That's average. So, total would be 17.
Okay, that does hit.
Thank God.
Oh.
Right, so damage. Almost max damage. That is 11 and 4 is 15 damage.
Yeah, you manage to find a gap in his armor, and you just slam the cleaver halfway into his spine, and he crumples under the force of the blow. And he is very much so dead. His pick and his shield clatter to the ground,
It's a good thing I gave you that inspiration then.
and they shrink back to normal size as they slump to the floor.
Awesome. And just as the last measly amount of damage I can do, I'm going to run up forward towards, God, I can't remember his name now.
Garrett.
Garrett, thank you. And I'm going to use my bonus action to invoke my Storm Aura again, dexterity saving throw from him.
All right. Sorry, let me just get up his dex. Where'd he go? There he is. All right. Oh, that's not good. That's a 5.
Okay, good, because I min rolled again, unfortunately. So 1 damage.
All right, so again, another spark flies off, and he kind of jolts backwards in his already woozy state.
What are you rolling for that, John?
It's a d6.
Okay, just curious.
And so it's his turn. He's gonna go.
All right, I'll give you the gold back. Just let us go.
Don't let him go.
Let's wait for that.
He's looking up at you though, Truscott.
I've heard Rurik say that.
Yeah.
I can't let you leave.
Why?
Fine. He drops his weapons on the floor and goes,
Go and kill an unarmed old man. You attacked us. Remember that.
I won't make the attack. Like I'm not gonna like decapitate him or anything. But I'm.
He just
I
throws.
also realize I'm raging at the same time, so it's like.
Yeah, he throws his weapons down on the floor and just stares you in the face. Goes,
Kill an unarmed old man. Go on.
and he passes his turn.
I
Phineas,
look-
it's your go.
Phineas is just standing there staring at Rurik. Just like... No, he just doesn't say anything. That's it, I'm passing my turn.
Alright. Rurik, it's your go.
Okay.
Be the bad guy. Be the bad guy.
Shut up, John. I will
Going to be.
take steps forward until I'm right next to the guy, and I'll say, pick up your weapon.
I'll get the fuck.
Pick it up.
No,
Die
you're
with
gonna you're gonna kill an unarmed man. You righteous paladin bastard, you. You attacked us. I know of your fuck's hatred, though.
So be it then. And I will swing at him.
Alright, you run him through. He doesn't even try to resist. You run him through with your sword. But just before he falls over, he grabs your arm, he leans in and he goes,
Night skill take you, you old bastard.
and then he falls dead backwards. And we're out of combat.
I drop my rage.
I pull out the sword and clean it down and sheath it.
I going to drink my healing potion.
I imagine me and Finn are kind of like looking at each other like,
I think Finn is like, he's just like seething with rage. Like he's genuinely like probably the angriest you've seen him. He's just like visibly kind of shaking, just like, why has this happened?
I'm gonna walk up to Rurik actually.
I rolled a 13, by the way.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk up to Rurik. I'm gonna like basically kind of like put my hand on your shoulder to like try, because I'm imagining you're facing away from me right now.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just like put my hand on my shoulder to like kind of get your attention.
I would turn.
What the hell was that?
The
We
Duragar,
gave them the information. We gave them the gold. They were just going to leave peacefully.
they're scum. They don't deserve to live.
Yeah, who are you to decide that, Paladin?
I'm a paladin. It's my decision to make.
Oh, so you're the god now?
No, but I have been told what is right and wrong, and I must execute what I have been told. Duragar are traitors, terrible human, not human beings, dwarven
Horrible
beings,
dwarfy beings.
who have done terrible things to my people. They have stolen mines and killed hundreds and thousands of innocent dwarven lives, and there is no justice for them. If they leave, they will go on to commit more acts of evil.
And Torm told you this?
Well, not directly, but I feel justice has been done. I feel I have done a good thing.
Finn walks up to Garrett and picks up like the coin pouch that obviously you gave to him, which I'm assuming is now like probably soaked with blood.
Yeah, it's been sitting in the pool of blood emanating from Garrett's body.
And he just kind of shoves it at Rurik's breastplate and just goes, "There's your justice." And then he just kind of walks away. So he's just gonna walk away and like sit down against that pillar. I'm assuming that's a pillar there.
Yeah, that's a pull.
And just kind of sit down and just stare at him.
All right. I don't want to say anything.
All right, and that's where we'll leave it for today, I think.
I'm sorry, guys. Look out.